Hello. Welcome. Hello. Oh wow. How's it going? Hello. Hi. Welcome guys. Sorry, this is a very late stream. Hello. Am I too loud? I'm holding the mic right up to my lips. Right up to my lips, I'm holding the mic. Ouch! Too loud. Alright, I'll put it away. Put it over here. Is that better? Being over there. Do you prefer that? Instead of close ASMR emoji? Oh yeah, this is good? Okay. There you go, practically kissing the mic. Yeah, I was eating the mic. I was like... Ouch! I like both? Meow. Hello! Hi, party people. How's it going? How's it going? Sorry, I slept in. I'm so sorry. I slept in and then I ate dinner. I had, what did I eat today? I had mushroom soup. That's what I had from Powder. It was good, and I ate that. How are you going? You needed it, I'm sure. I'm not gonna lie, I've been pretty sore the past couple days. I think it's from like the tumble I took when I was gaming, when I was being a gout gamer. I think when that happened, I took a pretty bad when I took that tumble, I really threw my neck out. Like my whole body's been sore, but my neck has been very, very sore. Yeah. But I'll be okay. Oh baby, I love some mushroom soup. Yeah. Mushroom top tier. You took it after early danger nap. Yeah, I took a danger nap. I don't usually if I take a nap, it's like I intend to do so and I'll delay stream. I'll be like, sorry guys, I'm very sleepy, gonna take a nap, right? This time I was just like, I laid down because like, okay, I got like 30 minutes or so before stream starts. I'm just gonna lay down because my neck is kind of sore. And then I went, and I died. Missed stream for 4 hours of sleep. I'm gonna regret this. No! Thank you, Centeno. Thank you. Oh my gosh, take care of yourself, man. The Vaughn will be here. It's okay. Rest until healed took longer than expected. Yeah. Took longer than expected. Luckily, I didn't have any assassin RNG. I don't have frostbite on my real person. I don't have that ability. Hello. Was it a sweaty nap? No, it's been kind of chilly. There's no heating here, so I have no heating or AC, so it's pretty chilly. Yeah, I have to keep bundling it up. It's hard to do work because it's like I don't want my hands to leave the warmth of the blanket that's swaddling me. Yeah. But today, I got my model drafts! I told you guys in pre-chat a little bit, but yeah. Today, I got my model draft, and it was amazing. I actually did not see... Speaker saw the draft before me, and that's how I saw it for the first time. I saw it posted to our Discord chat, and she was like, oh my god! And I was like, because I woke up, I rolled over, I see Discord notification, I open it up, and I'm like, so I think it's good. It's better to see that she broke the news to me. Who better to break the news to me than Speak Up, right? Thank you, Jelly Straighted Butt Doctor. What a name. Welcome. Welcome to the Peachy Punch Bowl. I hope you enjoy your stay. I saw the silhouette. The hype is real. I asked for some changes today. Hopefully they're okay with them and it's not too much. But I am pretty ambitious. So I also have, I told you guys I got my room draft. And I have my model draft. And I might have... like put them together just to see what it's gonna look like. I think I might have the best setup of any VTuber. Like, chatting room of any VTuber. I might be biased. Call me biased. But I think it's the best. That's just my opinion, though. But it looks absolutely stellar. It looks amazing. I am very, very excited to show you. Yeah. You're biased, but so am I. Hey man, I'm just biased towards the correct opinion. What can I say? What can I say? Oh my gosh, it's so cool though. Ow, should I... I'll try not to spoil too much about the room, but the room is going to have, I'll tell you, it has quite a few interactive assets. The room is going to have its own tip jar, different from the one we have here. The room is going to have its own tip jar that blends in with the scenery. So it will look like a part of the background, but it's actually the tip jar. And you'll have like custom items that can go in it. And then the chat box, there is a chat box. It's 3D. It's a 3D chat box. And there's also an ad box. You know, what I pitched before. There's going to be an ad box in the future where for 1 month, you can pay, for $100, you can have a ad scroll in the box for an entire month. So every time I stream and that box is up, it will be in there. Yeah. Yeah. Or instead of a month, I'm thinking about doing it for a certain amount of streams. I don't know, that might be better. That way you make sure you get your money's worth, right? Whoa, 3D? Yeah, yeah, it looks so good. It looks so good right now. Hobo donations, guitar keys. Now that is some details, yes. And it's going to be animated. When did I get partnered? Like 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago I got partnered, but I did not open up memberships until like a week after I got partnered. So I opened up memberships very, very recently. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love that idea, yeah? Amazing. Yeah, I'm very excited for it. I'm very excited. So like, you know, I have my stream overlay now, but the chatting screen is going to be kind of like, it feels real. That's my idea. I want it to feel very kind of like, whoa, like a window into somebody else's room or something. Yeah. Can the ad be anything? Anything that does not disparage others and is safe for YouTube. Yeah. So just keep that in mind. Anything that's not like, you know, controversial. Basically, like, keep the chat rules in mind for it, right? Right? It can be most things, though. It can be most things. If you're questioning it, you know, feel free. My DMs are open. If you end up sending it and I know it's you, and you're like, oh, I don't know if I can send this, just send it to me. I'll check it. I'll be like, yeah, this is fun. Yeah. Roblox ads all over it. I love Roblox ads. I ran Roblox ads, I'll have you know. I ran my fair share of Roblox ads. It represents Moses after all. Yeah. Yeah. You're repping me when you do it, guys. So keep that in mind. When people click on the stream and there's some insane thing on there, remember, that's how people are perceiving me. So be kind to me. I'm so excited though. So the background is going to be animated. There's going to be you know, 3D chat box, 3D ad box that are animated. There's going to be a custom tip jar. And it's all already in the works. It's actually like pretty far ahead along in production, so I'm very excited. It's looking very good. It's looking very good. PSA ad missing Gizzy last location. Popeyes rewarded found a half-hearted shrug. Oh, she's dead. Missing poster for Gizzy. That's actually really funny. I might just put that. So like the ad thing I can also put in there. So I think I'll put in, like, you know, when we have a merch release, I'll put those pictures in there. I might just put like a missing Gizzy sign. That's kind of funny. Unless you guys beat me to it. It's up to you. Ow! I'm doing well. Yeah, so I'm very excited about that. And then I'm really looking forward to the logo. I'm looking to get the logo as well animated, like an idle animation. And then I'm looking to get a really cool stinger made with the logo. Yeah. I don't know, is Elia's stinger already working? I'm thinking about maybe contacting the person who did hers. That'd be cool. You're a hard worker, you deserve it. Thank you very much. Yeah, so yesterday was me sending back red lines and like design suggestions for the background, and then today was red lines and design suggestions for the model. Yeah, so there's a lot. So many cool things coming up. I hope so. I hope you like them. I hope you can come to my stream and you'll be like, Wow, that is amazing. I want it to be really good. I want it to be really good. I'm very, very excited. Same? Yeah! Yeah! I mean, there's gonna be a tip jar that doesn't have Mosabuba. Well, the Mosabuba will still be there. But I don't know if it won't be on the just chatting screen. It'll be on all the other screens. So like gaming screen, like a karaoke screen. If I do need like a new karaoke thing, like all that stuff. Yeah, don't worry, we will get mileage out of it. Even if it doesn't end up being a tip jar, I mean like, I still already paid for the wonderful animation to be made, and that thing's got to be shown off. I might just plaster it everywhere, even if it doesn't end up being the tip jar. It probably will be. It will definitely keep its usage though. I don't have any plans to take that away. Will the Mozamites have their own bed in the room? Oh, I hadn't thought about that. I hadn't thought about that. I can see about it. I mean, it's still in progress. That's definitely something I can request. Definitely. Jezu or Mozu, you retained your gravy musk. I'll always be a gravy head. I'll always be a gravy head. Will the bed have a yellow spot? There's no bed in my room. There's no bed. There is a couch. There's a love seat. A wonderful love seat. Yeah. Yeah. It's very excited. The Mozamite is next to the perfect bed right now. Yeah, what the heck? There's your bed. Do you really need anything more? Do you need anything more? Will the love seat have a yellow spot? The love seat itself is yellow, so that would be difficult. Oh, and I also want to say I've already coded the CSS. I've already gotten the CSS for the chat. It's not fancy or anything. I might commission someone to make a fancier one in the future. But I have like at least something that's a little more. Actually, I wonder if I can just pop it in here really quick. Hold up. Me meow meow, meow 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 me. Boom 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 boom, boom boom bam bam bam. Where is this? Oh, here it is. Yeah. I can show you this. There's the chat. There's the chat. I made this. Do you like it? Do you like it? It's in 3D mode right now. Don't mind that. That's because it's being used on something that is 3D. But there it is. That it's actually it's connected to the schedule chat right now. It's connected to the schedule chat right now. So that's why. Wow, very 3D. Chat seems a little tilted. Yeah. But that's what I have right now. I might get a better one in the future. You know, I don't know if you can see. Your members badges are there. You can, hello mom. Hello. Hi Higurashi nerds. You can see, you do have, your members badges. I do want to, if I got, me! Little old silly old me? I do want to, how do you say? Yeah, how do you say? Whatchamacallit? I want to get it so that maybe the badges are a little bigger, and maybe the nameplates are a little more legible and cooler or something like that. I think that would be cool. I have to think about it though. I have to figure out who can do that kind of stuff because, guys, if you think getting a VTuber artist is hard, or if you think getting a live 2D rigger is hard, finding someone that knows YouTube chat CSS is like impossible. That is so hard to find someone that can do that. I have searched endlessly, fruitlessly. I've met some people that can do it, like to a smaller degree, but the degree that I want it to be like fancy is pretty. You're not seeing that often, basically. The only person I've seen that can do it is someone that's also done it for Niji Sanji, and they're very expensive. It's hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So, yeah. That's where I'm at. I'll see what I can do eventually, but it's pretty difficult. But yeah, there's your chat. Get out of here, chat. Die. There it goes. Chat is dad. Chat is dad now. Dang, what the? Yeah, it's very expensive. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, yeah. It's really cool if you can get it though. I wish I had like an animated. If I had an animated chat, then I might actually put chat on screen. Then I might actually do it. Might be actually worth it. I've been wondering if I should have. Sorry, I'm like delaying. It's okay, fine. We're gonna be here a long time. It's alright. You know how it goes. You know how it goes with Higurashi. I've actually been thinking. Oh no, I forgot. Usually I don't do an overlay when I do games, but I'm thinking about whether or not I should get one. What do you guys think? I know it's like, well, you don't really need an overlay, right? But I'm thinking about like maybe a small overlay for the you know, the 16:9 resolutions, and then also an overlay for the help me out here. What is this resolution? What is this resolution? The square, the retro square. 4:3, yeah. And one for the 4:3. That way, at least we don't have this big, scary black box behind us for no reason. Yeah. Higurashi does have an empty corner in the top right. Yeah, yeah. We should put the tip jar there. Tip jar, get out of the game. Go up here. Yeah. Chill up here, tip jar. That way you're not interrupting anyone. Overlay can keep everything neatly organized. True. I think overlays look more professional, so when people tune in, they're not like, who is this $2 streamer from Twitch? Who is this $2 Twitch streamer on my YouTube? You know, I think it might make it look a little more professional. Yeah, just put a photo of Popeye's chicken in that spot. Interesting. Hey, you'd be at least a $3 streamer. $2 streamer with a 6K model. The model won't be 6K, don't worry. The model should be... It should be right on... Well... I can hope. I don't know what I'm gonna have to do. This is just... I don't know if I'm gonna get extra charges for all the stuff I want to do. I'm willing to take those on, but... Who knows at this point? It might get more. It should be. I think it should fit in the amount that we raise, though. I think it should all fit there. Hopefully, especially if I'm able to do the rigging myself, we should be fine. Yeah. I'd buy that for $1. You'd buy me for at least $100? I'm $100. I'm $100. We love you the way you are. This is actually, I'm a $30 streamer. This model was $30 on Nizima. Thank you. I saw someone else with this model recently, and it was very surreal. It was very surreal. I have put a little bit of my soul and moza juices into this model, so I identify with her a little bit. So it's a bit odd seeing other people with this model. I saw Skinwalker status, yeah. I saw someone use this model and they were doing like etsy stuff with it, like porn. So that was very kind of like, oh. Oh. Yeah. I pretty much, this model I'm just using like the way it comes. I haven't changed much about it. All I did was just change the eye color. That's it. That's all I've done. Oh no! Where? Where? Just so I can avoid it. Yeah. Oh, better tell us where's it. Yep. So who is this mystery streamer? Strictly for educational purposes. They didn't speak English from what I saw, at least. I don't remember the name. I'll have to look it up again. They were showing their goo, though. They were showing their lady goo. I saw their lady goo. It was the first thing on their page when I went to it. And I was like, oh, alright. What? Lady Goo? Yeah! Yeah, I know. Yep. 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 Well, they're selling H streamers. Well, I'm not gonna be an H streamer, but everything around me kind of like... I have the look of one, I guess. I have the look of one. My model artist, my model mama is H artist, so I would be... But also, I'm not that way. Hear me out. It's a little different from being blatantly into it, right? Listen, I have the tag, okay? It doesn't go on your feed. It's you got to choose to interact, alright? Okay? No! No! I cannot be. A lot of H artists make nice models. Yeah, because they usually know anatomy pretty well, and they're really good at rendering skin and stuff. Because if you have an H artist and the character is not wearing clothes, they have to know how to make that look visually appealing. And if they don't typically render like the skin or anything, then you're left a little empty-handed. Luckily, my artist renders skin really well. Yeah. The Tasteful Boundary is great, otherwise I'd be on Twitch. Yeah. I like it too. Well, maybe my approach is a little more direct than Hololive, but I would rather like have at least a little bit of a degree of separation. I'm not gonna like tiptoe around it. Clearly, you know, obviously I have an interest in cultured content, and so do you, right? But I don't know if I'm, you know, straight up like, you know, that kind. I don't know if I could. I feel too stupid for that. I don't think I can do that. Besides. Buddies are say-so. The buddies are say-so. We're say-so group. Alright? We're a say-so group. Same with the swearing, yeah. Yeah, I like the way you handle it, yeah. Even though, like, I'm often told that my humor is very kind of... not child-oriented, right? Not child-oriented humor. I don't curse. I just feel like it's not very... I feel like it's more immature to curse a lot. Though I will say there are times where someone like drops the F-bomb and it's really funny in context, you know. But I try to avoid it even then. Like even if I'm quoting a meme and the meme contains the F-bomb, I typically like censor it or I say frickin'. I don't know why. I just do that. I just do it. I think it's because one time I said the S word in front of my mom and she didn't react, and I felt like I lost some of my innocence, and I swore to never do it again. My mom, I said something like it's like, well, I don't, like, what the F is their problem? And I threw my hands over my mouth, and I was like, because I was sitting in the couch behind her. I was like, well, I don't understand what the F is their problem. And my mom, I was expecting her to put like, oh, Mozu! How dare you? My mom didn't even look at me. She was like, yeah, I don't get it either. And I was just like, my childhood, it's over. It's not even a problem. Wait, no, get mad at me. But the fear of going to you with no words. No, I didn't get in trouble. It's just that she didn't care. She didn't care. I never curse. I try never to curse. Yeah. My sister swears like a sailor, but I try not to curse. And sometimes my mom will be like, Mozu, you know you can curse in front of me. I'm like, well, it's just not, I don't know. Like, this is what I do. If we're, like, out in public, or even if we're at home, if I quote someone saying a bad word, I'll, like, say, like, effin', or I'll murmur it. I'll be like, you know, he said, like, ing. Ing. That's how I usually censor it. When I talk to my mom, I go, well, he said, it was ing bad, you know, like that. And then she's like, you know, you could say it. You're an adult, and I'm an adult. And I was like, no, I don't wanna. Ing bad. Ing bad. Ing bad. I cut the audio. I have to cut it. Take it off air. Take it off air. Yeah, I do that in public for some reason too. Yeah, I don't feel. It doesn't feel polite company. It doesn't feel like polite company. And then in Norway, when people speak English in Norway, they're just like, oh yeah, yeah. They curse so much. They curse so much. I don't know why. I don't think it has the same stigma as it does in America. What? Yeah, they curse so much in English. It was the same way with my Danish exchange student kid. She also cursed a lot in English. Got it from TV. Do they do it with each other or only around you? Just in English. I don't know if they do it around each other. I don't know. I'm not spying on Norwegians when they're not around me, but at least when they're around me, they're cursing a lot in English. They learned English from American TV shows. Yeah. So it doesn't have the same impact for them, I guess. I just know it was a big deal if you cursed. Big deal. You're not? What? Canada, Scandinavians curse a lot. Yeah, they curse constantly. Isn't it more common to learn curse words? Yeah, but if it's like my aunt in front of like my nieces, you know, like the little 7-year-old girl, I'm just like, it's like I'm in an alien planet. I'm often told America's very, like, weirdly prudish, though. Like, they think it's weird how, like, sensitive we are about that stuff. The curse words are what you learn first. I don't know if I know any, Japanese curse words, other than, like, you know, die. Maybe that. Swords like crazy, too, yeah. Yeah, Americans are weird AF about it. We're very sensitive. Mom. Need to hear Northern Norwegian then. We can swear like pros. I imagine you guys have to fight off polar bears. That's gotta be rough. And that's not even, that's real. There's like real polar bear problems. The only place in the world where you are required to carry a gun is like in the northern part of Norway, where they have polar bears that'll eat you up. You also can't lock doors there, because if anyone's running from a bear, they have to be able to run in and lock the door. So you're not allowed to lock the doors if you leave your house. Though I don't think people in Scandinavia tend to do that anyways. Yeah. I thought Alaska has that too? I don't know. I'm not Alaskan. That's Svalbard. Yeah. Svalbard. Yeah. Polar bears. Finns have moose in Norway also. Wait. Norway has moose? Has moose? I was told this. I didn't know if I believed it though. Because when I was told, someone told me, they were like, oh yeah, we have moose. And I was like, you have moose? And then they showed me an elk. And I was like, that's not a moose, that's an elk. That's different. And they were like, no. I was told this. They are? I thought moose were only in Canada. There are moose? There are mooses? Ambo driver. Moose are. Meese. Misas. Mises. Jesus Mises. He's a moose? Oh my god. Well, yeah. Moosin? Yeah, moosin? Moosa? Moosin? Mom. I'm trying to think, what else was I told? Anything else interesting? I think they use moose for elk or deer in some places. Yeah, they're not moose. It's different. A moose has got that big old goiter. A big old goiter. What am I trying to remember? I just forgot what I was talking about. What was that before? I don't remember now. Deer is radir. Radir. Well, deer in Norwegian just means animal, right? Deer, like D-Y-R, is animal, right? I think that's like, and then like house deer is pet, right? Some people just don't know what a moose is. Elk is not moose. Moose are bigger and horrifying. Yeah, moose are pretty scary. I watched the guy cap a moose because it was charging him. Moose had it coming. Moose had it coming. Moose are like the size of a bus. Yeah, they're huge. They're huge among us. Yeah. Deer is animal. House deer is pet, yes. I knew it! I knew it! Because, Airi told me that house deer, because deer is animal, and house deer is, like pet, right? That's pet in German, right? Wikipedia says that moose and elk are the same thing, though. No! Don't listen to Wikipedia. It's run by the national conglomerate. It's run by a bunch of people trying to rewrite history, trying to control the narrative. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. They're liars. They're liars. It's being bought up. Don't believe them. Wiki hate. Wiki hate. Wow. Unless you're making me a wiki page, then it's cool. Do you have a single Wikipedia entry to back that up? Moose and elk are not the same thing, yeah. I've seen them with my own two eyes. They're completely different. Yeah. The victor writes history. No! The moose are the losers! We are the winners! I write that they are different than elk. I only get true and honest news from Mozu. Yeah, I'll keep you up to date on the world. The only things that matter. Yeah. Moose! Moose! Yeah. Oh yeah, I was gonna say... Today, what do you guys think? Should I tweet this? I wanted to tweet this because I thought it'd be funny, but also I feel like people would get unnecessarily mad. I wanted to tweet, siren emoji, calling all Norwegian VTubers. Please drop your PNG below so I can kill you. Would that be received poorly, or can I do that? Do you think they would have a good? Do you think they would have a good sense of humor about it? Norwegian VTubers, please drop your PNG below so I can kill you. I need to corner the market here while I'm here. I mean, I'm having a laugh, yeah. But I don't know anything about Norwegian VTubers. I haven't really seen many. I've seen like two. You know it's a Norwegian VTuber because they put the Norwegian flag in their name. They have to let you know that they are Norwegian. Absolutely, absolutely, you have to know that they are Norwegian. Like, I don't think... Honestly, that's probably like the most... Oh, Finnish, yeah. I've seen Finnish and Swedish and Norwegian. Those are like the three that tend to have flags in their name, like for their home country, right? That's what I tend to see. I don't know why. We need more Brazilian flags. Come on, represent. I'm Finnish, yeah. I have a lot of Norwegian viewers. I don't know why are you Norwegian? Why are you here? I think it might be because I'm streaming from Norway, so the algorithm promotes me to Norwegians. But I don't know. Need the Norwegian market, bub. They do. Wish I was American, to be honest. Is it because you want the guns? You know, you have pretty... You're still one of like the biggest, gun countries in the world. Even if you're not America. Norway is. Yeah. I know one Norwegian VTuber. Would be amongst the crowd. We need to retain blue necklace. Here? Pee pee poo poo. No way. YouTube seems to put you high here. Oh. Hello. Hello, Norsk people. Welcome. I hope you don't mind my funny accent. I hope you don't mind my silly American accent. Yeah. Mama. Have their own site with a bunch of them listed? Really? Oh my gosh, I wish we had that level of camaraderie. Unfortunately, I'm in the big melting pot that is the USA, so we don't really have many distinctions there. No way! You're also an American VTuber? What? I think it's a miracle. I think it's a miracle that that Buddies is all non-American, right? I think that's crazy. What are the chances? What are the chances I'm the only American? That's so rare, I feel. Maybe YouTube recognizes you're streaming from Norway and bumps your visibility to Norwegians. I think that's what it's doing. I think so. Even though I placed my location as America. I'm getting. Oh, speaking of which, I have to remind my sissy to I have to remind my sissy to check the mail for my Google verification code. I have to do that in order to earn anything, because I don't understand why they do this. I even put down like, please send me the verification code via email, and they're like, okay, we're mailing it to your house. So I have to ask my sissy to do that. Are you ever going back to USA? Yeah, I'm going back to the USA in mid-June. Yeah, around there. Better put that American flag in your profile. I think that's so funny. I would love. Oh man, I wish if I had like a debut, like nobody knew who I was and I could do anything. I think I would be like, now before we get into my debut, please, everyone rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would love to do that, but you can't, because, I don't know, people get offended for some reason. I think it's so funny, though. I think it's so funny. Get a version of your model where the jacket is just an American flag. I can stick an American flag on my model. A bridge version, yeah. How long were you at? Not long. I've only been here for like a month and a half. Yeah. USA! USA! I'll put an American flag on my model. Even though the American flag is so ugly. Oh my god, it's ugly. We could do so much better, guys. There's so many cool flags out there. Give me 1 second. I'll put it on. Whoosh. Open up! Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna name this USA. Okay. Now I put the USA in the... No, put it in items. Yeah, items. Alright, hold on. We got this. Alrighty. I'm gonna put it on. Hold on. I got this. I got this. Okay. Here we go. USDA, baby! Yay! Sorry! There we go. How do I look? Do you like it? Do you like it? I'm repping. Okay. Yeah! Yeehaw! USA! USA! Put it on your forehead. Astronaut feel. Yeah, I'm an astronaut. I'm in this frozen wasteland. I'm the first American to make it to Antarctica. It's actually Norway. I got the poles mixed up. I have the USA is my nose. Put it on my nose. There we go. Ah, smells like freedom. Put it upside down to signify you're in distress? Is that how it works? Help! Help! Help me out! Don't sneeze, it's treason. No, it's sneezing. No. I'm so stupid. I should have laughed at that. Of course you should laugh at it, because I'm funny! I'm funny! American schnoz just smell the location of bald eagles. No! Don't be preposterous. An American schnoz for sniffing things out? Come on! Clearly the only thing I'd be sniffing for is corn. Corn syrup and corn products, alright? I love the smell of fructose on the air. Reminds me of my free fields back at home. No, we don't have fields. The fields are all owned by, Dole, or, what's the one with the M? The one that starts with M. The one that makes Roundup. What is it called? Go here. I'm American. Ah! Corn syrup in the morning. Yummy. Okay, there we go. Monsanto, yeah, Monsanto. Roundup ready crops. Yeah, exactly. I'm Monsanto maxing. They're gonna shut down my farm because they claim that their gene seed from 40K is in my field. Their gene seed is in my corn. It's gonna start purging for the emperor. Yeah, every time. Yeah, that's a deep cut, Mozio. Listen, we're getting into farming politics, all right? Farming politics, American farming politics. Watch out, world. Free glycerin in every husk of corn. Okay. They sent the Germinator after your farm. Monsanto's actually a terrible company. Most companies are terrible companies. How many times do we have to tell you, old man? Mom. I made it for live music keys. Keys? Keys? Shing. Look, keys. Keys. Hold on, wait. I gotta entertain you really quick. Hold on. Oh. What is this? What? Hold on. No way. No way. Look. Check it out. Whoa. No way. Keys drop? No way! Look! Bang, 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 bang! Are you entertained? Charlie gets screaming! It's real! Real funny, can I get them back now? No, stupid. Why do you think I took them? You'll never be able to get the handcuffs off now. Bing, 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 bing! Bring, 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 bring! Wait, I have another one for you! I have another one for you. Hold on. Whoa! Hold on, I almost made a mess. Okay, hold on.
Covert operations happening here.
Uh-oh, it's lagging! Hold on. I got this, don't you worry. Alright, here we go. This is your next entertainment. Oh. Peekaboo! 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 Okay, we should play the game. How the heck did you do that? I'm a little bit of a magician, what can I say? Okay. Let's drink water, hold on. Dad, stop crying! I'm back, don't worry, I won't leave you again. Alright, so let's get to murder. Yeah? Are we feeling murderous today? We feeling like stupendous little murderers? What are you guys thinking? Continue! We were at the end of chapter 7. Okay, so to catch you up to speed. How's the audio, by the way? Is it too loud? Too low? What do you guys think? Good amount? Good amount? To catch you up to speed. Low? Audio good. Seems fine. Okay. A bit low. Keep it there. BGM sounds fine. Okay, good. So. Last time on Higurashi, we were playing a silly old game. And we got taken out. We went to go to the bathroom. And then when we came out, we were caught by a police officer. The teacher told us to go talk to a police officer, and he told us that our adult friend Tomatake, who is a photographer that is not a native to the town of Higurashi, was found dead, and his throat had been ripped out by his own hands, and that he had defensive wounds on his body and seems like he had been defending himself from something. And the cop told us that they were suspecting they were suspecting Mion's family, but they also told us to watch out for Rika. Yeah. So, that's where we're at right now. And then we went back and played like nothing. So, are we ready to play? Are we ready to talk? Here we go. We'll start. Sleepy. Wow! That was a really big yawn, Jessica.
I'm usually awake once it's time to eat, but it doesn't look like I can do it today. I was watching TV until late last night. I'm so tired right now.
Was one of those raunchy TV shows you loved so much on last night?
How extremely vile!
Don't jump to conclusions!
It's perfectly normal for boys. Nothing to be ashamed about.
Rika not patting my head only made me feel worse.
Oh, the color correction are still on? I'll fix it. They're too bright! There you go.
Could you just let me pass out on this lunch break? No, seriously.
Why? You think I would just sit here and allow that?
I'll get really angry if you disturb me. Really angry! This was just dreadful. Just so sleepy. I slumped my head onto the desk and drifted off into an afternoon nap. It seemed that Satoko had responded, but I pretended not to hear. Cut it out, Satoko-chan.
Oh no, this is, Reina. Cut it out, Satoko-chan! Kirispica fell asleep. The sleeping face. So cute. No, you can take him home later. Oh wait. Oh, who is this? Neon? Rika? Who is this? You can take him home later. Let him be for now.
Let's move over there. It'd be rude to Geichi if we bothered him now.
Oh no, it's just Rika. Let's move him over there. It'd be rude to Geichi if we bothered him now.
Rika-chan really is a good girl.
Let's not wake him up even if the teacher comes back.
I take that back. The excuse that I didn't sleep much last night because I was watching TV was a lie. I was in bed at the usual time, but because of the conversation with Oishi-san that afternoon, I didn't get much sleep. Just spending the day like this, it's almost as if the incident with Tomitake-san didn't happen at all. It made me think, was Oishi-san just trying to deceive me? But it was probably the truth. One thing was certain. I couldn't speak to anyone about it. He wanted my assistance, but I really didn't know anything about it. If I knew I wasn't going to be of any help, I probably wouldn't have listened in the first place. It ended up with me, again, regretting learning something I didn't need to know. If I had never learned about it, I would, without a doubt, be goofing off with the rest of them right now. I couldn't help but resent Oishi-san for this.
Who's this? Oh. Huh? What was that?
I heard he wasn't there the next day. It appears he vanished the night of the Watanagashi.
Leon whispered to keep the others from listening, but I could hear it clearly. On the other hand, Nina's voice was even harder to pick up.
I guessed right.
But I could still tell she was quite upset. It couldn't be. Are they talking about Tomitake-san?
Itake?
Not sure. That's all I know.
I would have to feign ignorance about this topic because I needed to keep it a secret. Rather than waking up and being forced to lie to join the conversation, it was much easier to just sit here and pretend I was asleep to listen in on the discussion. Wait. Why did I have to pretend to be asleep while eavesdropping on my friend's conversation? The guilt stung.
So, and really, there are others, right? Too.
But they don't know if it's from the curse, or if it was an onikakushi.
Onikakushi? Onikakushi? To be hidden away by a demon? What a mysterious phrase. I did, however, get the feeling it meant nothing good.
There was another, right? Right?
If it's Oyashiro-sama's, yeah.
But this year at all?
Grandma and the mayor had talked about it. Seems they talked to the police about it beforehand. They said they'd take care of whatever happens this year without causing a commotion.
Then, without us knowing it, someone had... Then, you mean...
Maybe.
Next could... I wonder...
Don't worry. You got home safely.
But... it's not allowed, right?
That was a long time ago. Let's stop talking about this.
Amidst the uncomfortable mood, both of them went silent. The entirety of the conversation was still a bit unclear, but a few parts caught my attention. First of all, the term onikakushi, to be demoned away. By the context it was used, I would guess it's similar to being spirited away. I suspected that was what it meant, because Tomitake-san and that woman, it really bugged me that I didn't know her name, vanished after the Watanagashi. The next thing that stuck out was when Reina said, "There's another one, right?" Mion also said, if it's Oyashiro-sama's, responded to something. If it's Oyashiro-sama's curse, then there had to be 2 victims. Is that what she meant? Come to think of it, I remember Mion saying at the beginning that they didn't know if it was from the curse or if it was a case of onikakushi. It seems that the curse and being demon away are different things, and they were phenomena that were paired together. I recalled Tomitake's terrible end. That wasn't something as elegant as disappearing. That horrendous end would be best described as cursed. Then, the woman with him. It means she vanished because she was demoned away? What I do know is that there's normally an even number of victims of the curses proper. And the last point that bothered me was Reina. Reina was frightened. For what reason, I didn't know. However, she knew that something had made her a potential target for Oyashiro-sama's curse. If I recall correctly, Oyashiro-sama should be the guardian deity of Hinamizawa. Isn't a guardian deity supposed to defend the citizens and drive out invaders? If I recall correctly, yesterday Oishi-san said that originally the targets were enemies of the village, but recently, there was no longer any distinction between them or regular outsiders. But if that was the case, then I would think that I'd be the more likely target, having moved here more recently than Reina. From her composure, I could infer that she was grimly certain that she would be next. I should probably relay what I heard just now to Oishi-san, informing the police of what I heard by eavesdropping on my friends while pretending to be asleep. It made me feel terrible. It raised a few questions and left me with a bad taste in my mouth. Would it be better not to seek the answers to those questions? As I continued to learn more and more, I felt like I had fallen past the point of no return. I would definitely regret this one day. I would definitely regret ever having learned of these events.
The teacher approaches! Kirispica-san! Oh wait, no, this is, Satoko. The teacher approaches! Kirispica-san! You must awaken!
In the distance, I could hear the ring of the handbell signaling the start of afternoon classes. Gah! I couldn't sleep at all! I hastily opened my eyes and raised my head up. I was in that moment when I leaned against the back of my seat.
Whoosh! Ouch!
There was a thumbtack stuck on the back of my chair with tape. Circumstantial evidence was enough! Satoko! Guilty without trial. Capital punishment! I furiously jumped up from my seat, and I tripped as if my feet were tangled up. My shoelaces had been tied together! Not bad, Satoko! While I was sleeping, you were able to conceal your presence and able to pull off this fine piece of work. The teacher came in right as I was about to pull off my shoes and tackle Satoko.
Did you not notice that our teacher has arrived, Kirispica-san? Take your seat.
Not caring one bit, I made her eat a flick to the forehead. Hey! Don't pick on the younger kids, Mayabara-kun.
Or no, it's a woman. It's a woman.
Hey! Don't pick on the younger kids, Mayabara-kun. Apologize to her.
I saw Satoko stick her tongue out at me. That little brat!
Come on, Mayabara-kun.
Yeah, I'll apologize. Sorry, Satoko-san. In any case, I apologized, even if it was in a completely insincere tone of voice. Damn her. I'll remember this!
Gei-chan, Gei-chan. Get your revenge at the club meeting. Take your seat, take your seat.
I sat down after Mion told me to. She switched to class representative mode.
Corrections needed? Yes, we must defeat her.
With the boring classes finished, school is finally over for the day. Now then, what should we do for our club today? Personally, I would like to play that deduction game one more time. I was hardly able to play it last time because of Oishi-san. Reina and I weren't even able to test our strategy.
That's right! Today, Kirispica and I will be victorious! What should we do? We've never played the same game 2 days in a row before. Why not try asking me?
Mion looked over her shoulders as we made eye contact. She slowly tapped her palm with her fist as her face suddenly lit up.
Oops! I completely forgot. I need to go help my uncle today. Sorry guys, not today.
Is this me?
Helping your uncle? Aren't you a little goody two-shoes?
Sorry, really? I really did forget. Well then, sorry guys. This old man's heading back home now.
Mion left us with that and rushed off to the exit after snatching up her bag.
You see, Vtuber, sometimes she goes to help out her uncle shop in town.
Ah, I thought she wasn't the type to get caught up in such bothersome stuff.
She said that she gets paid for it. It's quite a bit of spending money from what I hear.
I see. She was able to pay for that mountain of games with what she saved up from there. But wouldn't you call that a part-time job? Isn't that against school policy?
There's a clause that states family businesses are excluded. Let me reread that. There's a clause that states family businesses are excluded.
Is that what she's calling it? So, what now?
Oh no! My phone is dying! What the heck? Is that Discord open? Die, Discord! Die. Close. There we go. It's dead.
So what now? Pass on the club today?
So, we're done tonight? I guess?
Won't it be fine even without the club president? Let's do this!
I tapped out my game because of that. It's probably just the buddies Discord.
I opened the club locker and began searching for the deduction game from that ever-growing pile of games. Ah, here it is! The deduction game from yesterday. Man, I had to stop just as I was getting the hang of it. At the very least, I wanted to repay Satoko for what she did during the afternoon break.
I do not mind, but is that fine for Reina-san and Rika? If Kirispica wants to so badly, I wouldn't mind playing for a bit. I think it's better if we do it when we have everyone together.
But she says it like that. I wanted to go shopping if there wasn't a club meeting today. Going to buy soy sauce and other things.
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot. Well, I guess it's been a while. I should go treasure hunting.
Huh? What's this now? Everyone was no longer in the mood for club activities. If I kept on trying to push the matter, it may make them realize I had a trick up my sleeve. Oh well, I'll give up on it this time. Man, I was really looking forward to playing it. I shuffled through the cards as if I was still caught up on it.
next opportunity, I shall give you a sound thrashing.
The murderer is Satoko. The murder weapon is the pistol. It was you after all.
What did you say? Then I'll just...
Satoko looked through the cards on the desk and stuck out 3 of them at me.
The murderer is Katie. In the lounge with a rope.
I don't need no rope. I'll just strangle you like this.
No! Kirispica, such a beast. Oh, Jesus. He beat the crap out of her. He beat the snot out of her.
Phew. Well, I guess it's good that I got that out of my system.
She's just like laying on the ground bleeding. I'll remember this. She was used as a plaything for quite a while. How unfortunate.
Got some sleep, strangled a young girl today, solid day. Everyone got ready to go back home. I also helped gather up the scattered cards. I suddenly paused. They were just the suspect cards, but I noticed something strange. Rena, Satoko, Rika, Geichi, Mion, Satoshi. Satoshi? Not all the cards were made by us. Or at least every card besides this one has the name of a club member. Does this mean this Satoshi fellow is a member? Was there someone in the class named Satoshi? I couldn't find anyone named Satoshi on the class roster stuck up on the wall.
Kirispica, let's hurry and finish cleaning up. Uh-oh.
Being rushed by Reina, I finished up quickly. Satoko and Rika-chan had already headed merrily for their lockers, so we were the only ones left in the classroom. Right now, Reina had already gotten her bag and was ready to leave. Reina, there must be quite a few people who transfer from the school, right? I tried asking Reina in a bit of a roundabout way. Reina made a troubled face and then answered.
Yeah, Namizara's a rural town, right? Some people transfer out every now and then.
Then is Satoshi another one of those transferees?
Sorry, I don't really know.
There was a bit of a pause, but the answer was pretty much immediate.
I'm not saying it to be mean. Just last year, I transferred in, so maybe I missed him. So I didn't hear much about him. Sorry.
Uh-oh. I am not sure. Sorry. Her answer was a lot like when she refused to tell me about the murder at the dam. I was saddened by her denial and felt a little bit of anger. I'm their friend. Aren't I? Friends don't keep secrets from their friends, do they? Though I do appreciate that they kept that unsettling curse thing from me. But if everyone is worried about it, I'd rather be worried with them. That's what it means to be friends, right? For a moment, I wondered just what kind of face I was making then, with these mixed feelings of sadness and annoyance.
You're making a scary face. What is it? Why?
It was probably exactly the kind of face Serena said it was. It appeared my grim expression had frightened her. Sorry. I was really looking forward to the club today. I'm just feeling a little down about it. I rustled Reina's hair. Let's go home. Dragging that awkward mood with us, we headed home.
Friendship and Reina has ended. Paranoia is my new best friend. Yeah, let's go. Let's go! Suspect all of my friends as being murderers.
I wonder why. Why have I been getting this dumb feeling lately? I didn't know anything. I had nothing to worry about. I was just enjoying my everyday life. My long, outstretched shadow gave no answer to my naive inquiry.
Are you tired? Maybe?
Anna timidly questioned the reason behind my mood. I'm sure my expression made the situation even more unsettling. You think so?
Yeah. You seem to have been a little out of it since this morning. Maybe a cold?
Physically, I was pretty sure I was in perfect health. I'm a young stud, after all. May not seem like it, but I've had perfect attendance since elementary school. And it continued on since I didn't give her an answer.
It could be that the fatigue from moving has finally caught up to you. It's completely different from where you used to live, after all. Of course you've gotten tired, since there's so much you need to get used to and remember.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah, it has to be. Dana was also like that at first, too. I can tell you, you know?
I wondered if Reina had also experienced a slight bit of alienation last year that I was feeling right now. Thinking so, I felt that she was the only one who could understand how I felt. I'd like to hear about when you first came to Hinamizawa. How was it? Feeling I had been drawn into the conversation, her face suddenly brightened.
It was the same as Keiichi-kun. I didn't know the villagers' names at all. Mi-chan and the rest were all very kind, so I wasn't lonely. But I still feel a little bit out of place.
Anna told me all the details of when she had moved here. All of her first acquaintances and surprises, worries and good times. So, Sadako got you too?
Yeah, there was a thumbtack put on my chair.
Poke. Then with that, that really takes me back.
Oh no. Poke them, and that really takes me back.
When were you invited into the club? The first day?
Nah, there wasn't a club at the beginning. It was formed partway through. One day, she said we should stay after school and hold a big game tournament.
Come to think of it, Mion did say she was the first club president. Now I get it.
This is a secret, but Mi-chan used to be really bad at the beginning. She'd never win.
Huh? Mion, really? I can't even imagine that.
She had to do most of the penalties that she came up with. Seriously, don't tell.
I can't believe Mion was like that. So she gradually transformed into a monster who used any means necessary to win during that time. Mion is at her best when she's fighting dirty. I began making more
friends besides Mi-chan after that, but yeah, it might have been only since we moved here that I had finally felt like I had gotten used to it here.
I guess Reina had also been left in the dark about Oyashiro-sama when she'd just moved here. I guess when they finally told me about Oyashiro-sama, I'd be considered one of them. I wonder when I'll finally be considered one of them.
Huh? Did you say something?
No, sorry. Just talking to myself.
Keiichi-kun, you're silly.
Nina was poking fun and laughing at me, and I couldn't help but laugh as well. But I suddenly stopped. Then, after making up my mind, I spoke. Hey, Reina. Is there something that everyone is keeping from me?
Huh? No, not at all.
You're lying, aren't you? Reina suddenly stopped. Her expression was cold and intense.
What do you mean by that, Keiichi-kun?
Her tone was still the same cheery and light-hearted one as before. You are, aren't you? Keeping something from me. After understanding what I meant, her expression grew even more intense. Seeing that face, I regretted saying something so rash, but she came back at me in a way I didn't expect.
Well then, Keiichi-kun, Aren't you keeping something from us?
Huh? Her tone didn't change, but it was the first time I'd seen this expression from Lena. With how her gaze pierced through me, I couldn't believe this was the same Lena.
Aren't you? Lies or secrets? Aren't you?
You are. Secrets. She didn't actually say that part, but she looked as if she did. The incident with Tomotage-san, and how I felt alienated from the group. Even without having to think about it, there were things that I felt guilty about. But I didn't tell everyone about what happened with Tomotage-san to be considerate. I was keeping it as a secret just the same way they didn't tell me about Oyashiro-sama. Then aren't we even? No, I'm not. No lies, nor secrets.
Liar?
Her answer was instant, and it shook me. Rihanna stared as if burrowing through me, watching me like a hawk. Why would you say I'm lying?
Didn't you say that you were called into the teacher's room yesterday during the club meeting, Kirispica? I know! You didn't go to the teacher's room.
I swallowed hard. It clearly wasn't a bluff. She knew what happened.
The teacher said you had a yes, didn't she? But you didn't talk at the entrance. You talked inside of the car near the school gate. With some man we don't know.
Reina knew everything. She knew that I was called out by Oishi-san, and that I heard about the incident with Tomotage-san as well. Did she know all of it?
Exactly who was that man?
I don't know him.
Why did someone you don't know have business with you?
I want to know that myself.
Then what did you talk about?
It has nothing to do with you guys. It was a lie.
Lies!
Nina's scream echoed through the trees, sending frightening birds into the air. I couldn't exhale the deep breath I had just taken. No, it was like I wasn't allowed to exhale. It was here I first realized. The person in front of me, she wasn't Reina Ryugo. Then, who was it standing there before me right now? Who had assumed Reina Ryugo's appearance? I held my breath for so long I could feel myself suffocating.
Right?
And then she made a facial expression that Reina normally might have made. It didn't matter that it was Reina's usual smile. It chilled me to the bone. She drew closer to me. I felt her breath against my face. It wasn't the least bit exciting. Whoever this was with Reina's face was going to chew my nose right off. I cowered as I imagined that. Then she smirked as if she was able to see right through me.
We also have secrets. Just like how Keiichi-kun has secrets.
It was Reina's usual smile, but her eyes were still like that of a hawk's. Bringing her face close enough to mine to almost bump into my nose, she kindly persuaded me. I couldn't nod or shake my head. This person standing in front of me, this person who looked like Reina, frightened me to my core. I was terrified, knowing that she could hear the sound of me swallowing nervously. After what felt like an eternity, a long empty silence, she finally spoke.
Let's go. It's getting chilly.
It was Reina again. Smiling at me once more, she started walking as if nothing at all had happened. When I was released from her gaze, my legs gave out from under me and I slumped to the ground. I wasn't able to lift a finger until Reina was out of sight. Who was that? I felt cold. My body was drenched in sweat. I was finally able to form a coherent thought and asked myself once again, who was that person who looked like Reina Ryugo?
Feeling annoyed yet? Yeah, she's evil. You're good at this, thank you.
I was out of it and couldn't bring myself to do anything until dinner except stare blankly into space. Was I terrified from Reina going off on me? No, that's not right. That was someone else who only looked like Reina. Then who could it have been? It was a dreadful feeling, knowing that was someone else, not Nena. So tomorrow I shouldn't have a problem talking to Nena like I usually do. That thought was strangely comforting. I concluded that I should just calm down and clear my head.
So this is why Leon opened Kirispica.
Though those thoughts continued swirling around my mind. Finally, I returned to my senses as I heard my mother calling out to me from the bottom of the steps.
Keiichi! It's a call from the bookstore.
Bookstore? Can't think of why they'd be calling me. I went downstairs and picked up the receiver anyway. My apologies for calling so late at night. It's me, Oishi of the Okinomiya bookshop. Oishi-san? Oh, it's Oishi-san! Sorry. Since your parents picked up, I said I was from the bookstore.
Wait, you should have a grunt.
Since your parents picked up, I said I was from the bookstore. It puts people off when I say I'm a police officer. Oishi-san was, in his own way, rather courteous. Even so, I didn't want my parents hearing me talk to the police. I brought the cordless phone with me as I dashed back up to my room on the second floor.
Remember, Keiichi, I'm a cop. I'm allowed to lie.
Sorry for calling so late. That phone number on the piece of paper I gave you yesterday was the old number. My apologies. Can you copy down the number I'm about to give you? Yeah. Okay. You gave me the number for his direct line as I wrote it down. I thought that was the end of it, but he began making pointless small talk, and it was pretty hard to hang up. So, how's it been, Mayabata-san? Did anything strange happen recently? I see. This was the real reason. He really beat around the bush there. His adult conversational skills left me slack-jawed. Are you from around here, Oishi-san? Yeah, I am. Born and raised in Okinomiya. If he's from around here, you might know. Oishi-san, do you know what this onikakushi thing is about? I believe that's when someone suddenly vanishes because they've been abducted by a demon. It's a special saying from around here. It has the same meaning as spirited away, like everyone else says.
I wonder if Oishi-san, if he's from Okinomiya, right? If he's from Hinamizawa. If he's from the area, what if this is the hazing ritual? Right? This is the hazing ritual, and that's why, like, Data and all of them know exactly what Keiichi is doing. Because he's, like, seeing if he'll rat them out. And if he rats out, then, you know, snitches get stitches and they gotta kill Keiichi. Yeah, there's something off about this dude, yeah. I think it's all a covert operation. It's just a prank. I think they're all working together. He's on camera. Classic stunt dev controlled opposition, yeah. They're testing to see if anyone will slip. Or as my friends would say, they didn't know when I asked. This older man gave me a direct answer. It made me a bit happy that he answered me directly without trying to hide anything. Ow. Sorry, I'm playing with a pencil.
Hinamizawa was, I'm not sure if I should tell you this, Mayabata-san. Don't try and play this off. If you're not going to talk, then I'm not going to tell you anything. No. That's not what I meant. It's just, it might make you feel bad. You see, long ago, Hinamizawa was feared as the village where demons reside. Demons? By demons you mean those pitchfork-carrying things in hell? More like human-eating monsters. They'd go down to villages snatching people up and gobbling them down. That kind of tale. Demon snatching up people is what this onikakushi really means. They said that the curse and being demoned away happened together. They said that the curse and being demoned away happened together. What does that mean? I already knew about the mysterious deaths happening 5 years in a row, but I didn't know there were people disappearing for those same 5 years.
The curse and demon away happening together. First time I've heard of that. Is this how it is, Mayabara-san?
That's what I want to know. I heard Reina and Mion talking. They said that if it really was Oyashino-sama's curse, then both the curse and the demoning away would happen. Oishi-san began hemming and hawing on the other end of the receiver.
Imagine Mom overhearing him talk on the phone, yeah.
Maybe something about that came to mind?
Mayabara-san, do you know the first incident? The murder by dismemberment?
Yeah. One of the 6 perpetrators is still on the run, right?
Hypothetically, what if he isn't on the run, but was demoned away?
Huh? It was an outrageous hypothesis from Oishi-san. The incident 4 years ago was a particularly ghastly one. The police already knew the perpetrators, so they posted tons of wanted posters with his face on them. They staked out various locations and investigated every possible escape route he had. But after 4 years, there wasn't even a hint of where he might be, unless the police were completely incompetent. Even if this was an outrageous hypothesis, I couldn't simply laugh it off. Then what about the incident in the next year, when the man who supported the project and his wife both died in an accident?
Well, actually, it was only the husband who died in an accident. His wife's body never surfaced. Unless we find the body, then it's considered a missing person by law.
At the time of the incident, with the river below the cliff being muddy rapids, the police divers had searched every branch off the main stream of the river for dozens of miles, but in the end, they weren't able to find her body. But that's just them not being able to find the body. She's still dead, right? Isn't it different from being demoned away?
We cannot say someone is dead without their body. Until a certain numbers of years pass, by law, she's treated as still alive.
I'm not sure if it was right to call that being demoned away. The wife is missing. At least that part was reality. How about the 3rd year? The Shinto priest died of illness, and his wife committed suicide?
Mayabara-san. That's actually the exact same scenario. The wife had supposedly thrown herself into the bottomless marsh deep in the forest around Hinabizawa. Meaning, it's all circumstantial evidence. They simply found her suicide note in front of the marsh. A diver was able... A diver was able to recover a few remnants, but they weren't able to find the body. The investigative headquarters believed that she had faked her death and was still alive somewhere. I'm not sure if we could call these cases as being demoned away.
Oh wait, no. Okay.
It's just as you said, every year, one person does go missing.
The incident this year, the woman with Tomatake-san has gone missing. Then, what about the incident with the housewife beaten to death? Who went missing? I believe the perpetrator was caught, right?
Yeah, we arrested him. He was just a miscreant with a record of narcotics abuse. He admitted to the crime while being questioned about a different incident. But, well, you see, after he was arrested, a child from the victim's home went missing. It's still under investigation as to whether the disappearance had anything to do with the crime.
But you said you caught him, right? Did he have an accomplice?
No idea. It's considered a separate case. Moreover, we can't even check now because, while under investigation, that man, he died in his holding cell.
He swallowed up a spork and choked to death. Oh no, that's...
He swallowed up a spork and choked to death. It's not known whether it was an accident or suicide. Meaning, for the last 5 years, there's always one person...
Meaning, for the last 5 years? There's always one person who dies and one who goes missing?
That's about right. No, actually, I'm surprised as well. I never realized they had that in common.
I couldn't believe that this could help lead to the closing of those incidents. It was just something they had in common.
Could it be that those
Could it be that those demoned away have something in common? Oh, no, he said.
Could it be that those demoned away have something in common?
Oishi-san mumbled as he seemed to be thinking about it. So I summarized the events. Okay, the first year was the dam employee. Second year was the wife of the dam project supporter. Third year was the wife of the Shinto priest. Fourth year was the victim's family's child. And the fifth year was the victim's, girlfriend, I guess. It doesn't seem like there's anything that connects them.
With the exception of the first year, wives and girlfriends, those do stand out.
It does seem like there was a lot. Then that means the fourth victim's child was different. It would have really stood out if they were all married couples, except it's not just married couples, but parents and children as well. Come to think of it, I believe Tomitake-san also told me the younger brother is alive and is moved, if I recall correctly. The child who went missing in the fourth year, who were they? It's Satoshi!
Apparently, he was quite mature. 1 year older than you.
Oh, are we back? Are we back? Are we back? She figured out too much. Yeah, they had to cut the stream. They had to cut the stream. They had to kill me. Are we back? Are we back? We're back? Good, good, good. Sorry, the internet cut out for a second. The claps were too dangerous to be left alive, yeah. Blech. Okay, here we go. We're back.
He was at your school up until last year. Didn't they tell you anything about him?
Come to think of it, when I transferred in, I believe they said my seat belonged to a recent transfer student. And where I sat once belonged to the one who was demoned away. It was his seat? I recalled the cold sensation that came from the desk. It made my hair stand on end. The string of mysterious deaths. No, Oyashiro-sama's curse. I now knew how it connected to me. The chilling sensation. It was the feeling of Oyashiro-sama caressing the back of my neck.
Oyashiro-sama's curse, huh?
Could Oyashiro-sama's curse really exist? In all honesty, I was beginning to believe it. And I was scared. That was why I wanted to say it was a plot crafted by a man and not the work of a curse. The more I dug into it, the less likely that seemed. No, the more I dug, the more mysterious it became. If I kept digging, eventually, I'd reach the point where I'd learn something I really shouldn't know. To either be none the wiser, or to seek an answer I may regret. Which one would I be happier with? Maybe it'll be me next time. My execution could only be delayed for 1 year. That was when I remembered. Lena said she might be the next victim of the curse. Don't leave me being alone. Being alone is cold. Sorry, Santana. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Wait, is it too loud? Excuse me, BGM. I'm trying to listen. Is it too loud? Is the BGM too loud? What? That's important. If it's too loud, it's fine for me. Were you able to hear me do that? Not really. Okay. It's always with the occult, whether it's magic or man, you get killed all the same, yeah. I can't even hear it? What the heck? How low do you have me? Yeah, I heard you the whole time, it's fine. There was just a tone that was really grating for a bit. What? A tone? You mean the... Are we back? Okay, not quite. Not quite back. What the heck? What happened? It says it's connected. What happened? Hello? Hello? Oh, we're back! Yippee! I knew if I held out, it would work. I knew if I held out. Okay. I can see you guys again. Revival! Yeah! We're back! Sorry. You're not back. Quick, admit to something embarrassing. I was singing the whole time while you guys were gone. I was going, me, mamo, me. Okay. Alright. Are we ready to continue? Are we good to continue? Wait, I'm gonna eat a drumstick. Watch this. I'm gonna eat a squashy. Yay! Okay, we'll continue.
You mean Reina Ryugu-san? She transferred in the last year, and she's your classmate, isn't she? These incidents really might be a bit too disturbing for a girl. She's not just scared, is she? It wasn't that. She said it might be her next. She said it in the way that made me think she had a concrete reason behind it. It felt like she was convinced. Almost as if, you could say she was frightened. Her sudden change in demeanor. That someone who looked like Reina but wasn't Reina. That might be unrelated. All the strange things that I felt from Reina today came back to me. I see. Then I'll do a bit of investigating on this end. Please continue your observations of Ryugu-san, Maebara-san.
Are you asking me to keep Reina under surveillance?
That's not what I mean, Maebara-san. I just want you to watch out for your friend so she doesn't end up the next victim.
At that moment, just as my mouth was agape because I was so impressed with his mature, clever way with words. A sudden knock at the door sent my heart racing. In an instant, I pointlessly covered up the end of the receiver.
Katie, get the door, please.
Oh, no, it's...
Keiichi, get the door, please.
On the other side of the door, I heard my father's oddly upbeat voice. What could it be? It's so late. Oh, sorry, my dad just came in. Can we leave it at this for tonight?
Yeah. My apologies again for calling so late. If you find out anything else, please let me know. I'll tell you if I make any progress on this end. Well then, have a pleasant evening.
Keiichi, come on.
Hurry up and open. Daddy's got his hands full.
What is Dad doing? I'd stayed in the same position while on the phone the whole time, so my joints were aching. When I opened the door, I saw my father was standing there with a tray. On that tray, cookies and 2 cups of black tea. A fairly fancy spread for our household. There was even sugar and lemon slices on the side. Everything you could ask for. This was quite the show of hospitality. Huh? What's going on, Dad? What's all this for?
Come on now. Don't play around, Keiichi. I'm coming in.
Dad was in high spirits and had a smirk on his face. But for my entire life, I've never seen him act this hospitable. What got into him?
So, what were we talking about?
I jumped. It's not something I had to keep from my father. But how could I explain to him I was talking to a detective? I'm assuming he was. This late at night. Nothing much. Just a friend.
I don't mean the phone. She was here, wasn't she? Reina-chan.
Huh?
She wasn't here.
Come on now! Don't try to keep it from me, old sport. She just came over to play. You two were chatting away, so I thought I'd bring some tea, but it looks like I just missed her.
I had no idea what Dan was talking about.
So much for fun and games, yeah. Oh, god dang it! Man, Lena! I kinda wanna cave her head in.
But a cold sweat dripped down my back. How long were we talking?
Reina went upstairs about half after, so it was close to an hour, I guess.
You saw her come up to the second floor?
Yeah, I did. I also told her that your room was in the door down the hall of the stairs.
Reina came to my house about an hour ago. Dad met her at the door and called out to me on the second floor. I probably didn't hear him because I was so focused on my conversation with Oishi-san. I didn't reply, but he knew I was in my room, so he had her come inside. Then he told her my room was on the second floor. She thanked my dad and went upstairs. Then about an hour passed. She passed by my dad just as he was bringing up tea and left. She came upstairs and about an hour passed. Then passed by my dad and returned home. Then, after she came upstairs until she left, where was Reina? There's only a short hallway between my room and the stairs, meaning I had for about an hour in the hall. Oh, she couldn't have just been standing in front of my door all that time.
I just remember Keiichi and the trash dump is so cute.
The door to my room wasn't particularly thick. You could easily hear everything being said inside. All of the ominous things and all the nonsense I spoke to Oishi-san about began rushing through my head.
Honey, don't tease him. More importantly, you need to clean up your studio. It's a mess again.
Mom called up to Dad from downstairs. Dad left with the tray with me and went downstairs with a disappointed chortle. I followed my dad out of the room with my eyes. I looked down at the floor around the hallway where Reina might have stood all that time. Just now, as I was talking to Oishi-san, with my back turned, Reina was standing a mere 6 feet away. The whole time? All that time, in this dimly lit doorway, did she see? What did she hear? For what reason? All the steam from the 2 teacups ominously wafted and twisted. The aroma of black tea filled my room.
Eats cookie sadly contemplating my desk. Oh man, you better start packing, Keiichi. You better start packing. What's happening? You should watch Lodge. Oh, we have new tips! New tips. 1 tip, notice from the police chief.
July 1st, 1982. The Departments 1 through 12. Prefectural Police Headquarters. Director General. To the Chief Constable and all facility managers. Regarding cases situated in the Hinamizawa village. Notice. As cases in Shishibone City, Hinamizawa village have been reported by certain sections of mass media, it has drawn global attention, which is causing serious repercussions for the local residents. This has become a very serious situation. To protect the livelihood and prosperity of the residents, the following notice has been issued. 1. Designate the following criminal investigations as classified. Okinomiya Station, 1982, case number X. Hinamizawa Village housewife murder dated June. Okinomiya 8, 1982, case number. Hinamizawa Village student disappearance dated June. 2. Non-disclosure of information. Okinamiya Station 1979 case number. Inamizawa Village 4-man murder, dated June. Shira Station 1980 case number. Shira Natural Park falling incident, dated June. Okinomiya Station 1981 case number. Inamizawa Village Shinto priest wife's disappearance. 3. Requesting self-restraint from each organization concerning the release of sensitive information. Please see attached reference materials 1, 2, 3. Management. Prefecture Police Headquarters. Internal line. Police Affairs Department.
No. That was it. It auto-played. I just read really fast. Dang! Okay. Alright, we continue on. We're in quite the pickle.
Weariness and a headache. Not a very nice way to start the day.
What's wrong? Keiichi, you don't look so well. When did you go to sleep?
It seemed that my mom had noticed my sullen state. Yesterday, I kept on waking up in the middle of the night. Without a doubt, I felt a presence. I felt the presence of someone standing in front of my door. I told myself repeatedly that it was my imagination and forced myself to try and sleep. Except, not being able to stand it, I gathered up my courage and opened the door. Of course, there wasn't anyone there. I think I did this 3 times throughout the night. Or maybe I just didn't remember doing it any more than that. Even though I was able to get to the breakfast table without incident, I still didn't feel at ease. It might be cold. I don't really have an appetite.
My, you do seem a little warm. Well, can you make it to school?
Technically, I did go to a school, but it was mostly self-study. Wouldn't matter much if I missed a day, would it? It could have been that I hadn't been feeling well for the last 2 days because I really did have a cold. If I took some medicine and got a good day of rest, I might be able to greet everyone with a smile tomorrow. Startled, I looked back and forth between the entrance and the clock.
Who is inside your walls right now? The perfect woman. Thank you, Goober Magoo. Thank you.
It was 10 minutes later than when I usually met up with Reina. It was Reina.
Reina-chan came to get you. What are you going to do? Are you going to take the day off?
Reina was a good girl. She might be somewhat quirky, but she was certainly cute. The lunches she made were delicious, and she always looked out for me. Why should I be scared of something like that? It wasn't Reina's fault. It was probably mine. It had to have been my cold. It just had to be. I'll rest. Sorry.
Then I'll go send her off for you.
Mom headed off to the door. I would have to pass by the entrance to get back to my room. I didn't have the nerve to meet with Reina, so I wrapped myself in a blanket on the sofa and closed my eyes. I was so sleep-deprived, I quickly fell into a deep slumber.
I would get out of town by any means necessary. Yeah, what the heck? Yeah, no need to be a hero, Keiichi.
I had only intended to lie down for a bit, but it was almost noon when I woke up. I called out to my parents, but they didn't seem to be around. On the table, I found lunch prepared and a note.
What? Why?
and Dad had apparently driven off to somewhere far away. It likely had to do something with Dad's work. This happened every so often, so it wasn't unusual. They would probably be back sometime after dinner. On the note it said, "The insurance card is in the cabinet. Take it and go to the hospital." There was also a well-drawn map to the hospital. That's right. I hadn't been there before, so I didn't know exactly where it was. I had a light lunch, although it really was just leftovers from the morning, and just in case, went to the hospital.
What? Go to the hospital? For a cold?
Normally, I'd never be here in the middle of a weekday. Just walking around like this had me feeling guilty. It was an odd feeling. Following my mom's map, I took a road I usually never used. After walking for a bit, the hospital sign came into view. EDA Clinic was written rather stylishly on the side. The clinic wasn't very big, but based on the scale of the rest of Hinamizawa, it was far too grand. There was a parking lot and even a reserved spot for buses. For buses, they must be making a mint. I spaced out in the air-conditioned waiting room until it was my turn to be seen.
Mayabara-san, please make your way to the examination room.
He's pregnant.
After properly answering all the chatty doctor's questions, he responded with the old, "It's probably a cold." They gave me a shot and 3 days worth of medicine. I thought I was a little overboard, but if it would clear away the gloomy feeling I'd been having lately, then it was worth it. I settled the bill and took a quick trip to the washroom. As I was leaving, I overheard a conversation between some elderly people who seemed to be regulars at the clinic. Of course, I had no intention of eavesdropping. If it just wasn't for that word. Must have been an onikakushi.
Must have been an onikakushi.
I wonder. She was still pretty young. Might have just eloped.
What's wrong?
That man from Tokyo who visits every season. That young one with the big camera. Didn't you know they were getting along pretty well?
Were they talking about Tomatake-san? I could feel my ears perking up.
I don't know about that, but you have to make preparations before you elope. Leave a note or quit their job or something.
It's an elopement because they didn't leave a note or a message.
The thought that I'll never see that young nurse's face again makes me rather sad.
Takano-san is an upstanding young woman. She'll be fine wherever she goes.
So her name was Takano-san. That woman with Tomatake-san. And she worked at this clinic? Oyashiro-sama's shadow was following me everywhere I went. I started listening more closely, but they began talking about fishing, and it didn't seem like they were going to revisit the topic. I gave up and left. Thus, even though I was separated from the daily monotony of school, I wasn't able to escape from Oyashiro-sama's shadow. But of course, Oyashiro-sama was the guardian deity of this place, of Hinamizawa. As long as I was in Hinamizawa, I wouldn't be able to escape. Maybe it was because I was watching outside, but my appetite had suddenly returned. I might as well buy a snack with the change from the examination fee on my way home. Contemplating that, I turned in onto a rather familiar street.
It's always the quirky orange-haired girls. It's over. It's over. Thank you, Brother Scoutman. Thank you.
At that moment, I heard a car horn abruptly honk behind me. Was I really walking so far in the middle of the road where I'd be in a car's way? I moved farther off to the side, but the horn was still honking at me. I turned around, peeved.
It's Oishi-san.
Mayabara-san, good day to you.
It was Oishi-san. He stepped out of his car, AC on full blast, and waved at me.
What's up today? School on break?
Just not feeling well, so I took the day off. I was about to buy lunch and head back home.
That's great. I'm just about to get lunch myself. Well, would you mind going together? If you're not feeling up for it, don't mind me.
I was just going to lie down after going home anyway. I didn't really have a cold. I doubt you'd want to eat at one of these local places. Let's go into town. It's a bit of a drive. Oh, no.
I doubt you want to eat at one of these local places. Let's go into town. It's a bit of a drive. Is that alright? I know a pretty good place.
I'd finally begun to understand Oishi-san's roundabout way of saying things. He probably wanted to talk to me about stuff that would be difficult to discuss while in Hinamizawa.
I'm about to get my third luncheon, in fact. Smiles he wants to protect.
I went with Oishi-san, riding in his frigid car. It was almost as if the bright sunlight outside was a lie.
I'm sorry about calling you so late last night. Did your parents get angry at you?
I recalled Elena, who'd been listening to the phone conversation all that time, separated from me by just the door. Even now, in the brightness of the sunlight, the thought still creeped me out. With a big bump that jolted the car, the road connecting to the city changed from dirt to pavement. My head swiveled back with a sudden realization. That's right. This was where Tomitake-san died.
They've hit a snag on the investigation regarding Tomitake-san.
Oishi-san spoke while peering at me from the corner of his eye.
They believed it was caused by hallucinogens, given how he was clawing out his own throat. But a drug that can cause that to happen so suddenly is extremely hard to come by. Bear in mind, of course, the autopsy was done with that premise in mind, but we didn't find any leads.
Well, you know that thing you see in comics all the time? Where there's like a drug, if you put it in them, it doesn't leave any traces?
It exists. Succinate something or other. Well, it's pretty common. But you see, there doesn't seem to be any kind of drug that would make Tomitake-san react like that.
Then, you were saying the police concluded Tomitake-san just died from the curse? I couldn't help but feel that the police were worthless. I just wanted the idea of a curse to be disassociated from Tomitake-san's mysterious death.
Unfortunately, that's how it's looking right now. But putting aside the cause of death, without a doubt, he was surrounded by a group of people and had taken a beating before he died. That was no curse, but an incident that unquestionably involved other humans.
That made me a bit relieved.
Did it? just a group murder. As you know, someone doesn't like you.
We passed in front of the rather desolate, but still busier than Hinamizawa, train station. The car pulled into a restaurant parking lot, and I followed Oishi-san into the shop. It was pretty crowded, but there were only adults at this hour. Of course there wouldn't be any children here in the middle of the weekday.
Do please, not smoking.
It is 1980. This way, please. When you are ready to order, please call me over.
We were led by a
Wait, he's not that old. We were led by a peculiar dressed waitress to our table. I sat with Oishi-san in the booth.
So, what do you think? Aren't the waitresses' outfits here cute?
Huh? Well, I guess.
Oh, this shop is always quite busy. It's more about the waitresses than the food, you see.
Oishi-san, you're leering.
Huh? Oh, am I really?
Old man, Oji-san moment, certified Oji-san moment. Playing with soulful graphics is God intended, yes. This is God's art style. This is the Christian art style. Regardless of how the waitresses looked, the food was decent enough. Finishing our meals while talking about what is he eating? Is those French toast sticks and spaghetti? About some inane topics, Oishi-san's after-meal cup of coffee arrived at the table.
Yesterday we talked about Hinamizawa's past, didn't we?
Yeah, that it was the village of man-eating demons, or something like that.
I didn't know much about it myself, so I asked my grandmother about it this morning.
Oishi-san took out the notepad that was stuffed in his breast pocket. The music!
Turns out that Hinamizawa used to be called something Onigafuchi, or Ogre's Abyss.
Onigafuchi. That's quite the name.
The name is still around. The marsh where the Shinto's priest's wife drowned herself is still called the Ogre's Abyss. It's said that the depths of that marsh connect to the realm of demons.
Of course, no one had told me anything about such an ominous march.
And you see, it appears they were both feared and revered.
Respect born of fear. I guess you could say it was a kind of deification. A village of inhuman creatures.
Seems the demons were seinen, or mountain-dwelling mystics of sorts. Taking villagers with incurable diseases into the Ogre's Abyss and healing them, for example. Even if we were calling them demons.
Wait, even if we were calling them demons, Tengu, long-nosed goblins, or seinen would be a more apt description.
They don't seem like such terrible people, even though they were called demons.
But they were still man-eating demons, according to the... Oh wait, no. Well, they don't seem like such terrible people, even though they were called demons.
But they were still man-eating demons, according to the story my grandma told me. As payment for treating the son's illness, let us eat the mother who brought him here, was apparently how things went. The price of curing her son?
Wait, the price of curing her son? Was herself? That's unsettling.
Of course, the mother took her son and ran. Then, you see, all the people who lived in Onigafuchi, the demons chased them down, rounded them up, and captured them.
The entire village, apparently. That's quite a frightening thing to imagine. Look at his anime eyes.
In the end, it seems both the mother and son were caught and eaten. The end.
There's a problem with this story. Oh. Both witnesses in the story were eaten, so nobody would be able to tell the tale.
Huh? There are plenty of old fables like this.
In contrast to the ghastly tale, Oishi-san laughed heartily while sipping his coffee.
But, well, there are quite a few other tales. Where the demons from Onigafuchi band together to capture their prey.
I recalled that Mion said all the villagers united and fought against the dam construction. I saw similarities with how that part about unification overlapped.
Normally, they hunted down a single person, and they chose who it was going to be beforehand.
Huh? That caught my attention. Oishi-san also appeared to be pondering what it meant.
My grandmother told me that you must never interfere with demons' hunt. You should just hole up in your house and hide under the covers, she said.
So, what does this all mean?
It means you mustn't ever help or protect the prey. As long as you don't disturb the demon's hunt, no harm will befall the villagers. It seems there's that kind of rule.
Basically, don't help the victims. Pretend you didn't see the atrocities, in other words. What happens if you break the rule?
Well, they're man-eating demons, after all.
Many parts of that tale caught my attention. Parts of the story he told me overlapped with this theory that the perpetrators were all the village families. Even if it wasn't the whole village, it was conceivable that the villagers were hiding under the covers and leaving them to die, when there's a group that was on their hunt, wasn't it? I didn't dare speak it. Then... Oishi-san. I guess it looks like it's either the village families or a group of villagers perpetrating the crimes.
What do you think, Mayabara-san? Ah, excuse me. Another cup of coffee, please.
That's what I wanted to know. It seemed that we were both waiting for the other to say the last part. I waited for the waitress to finish pouring coffee before speaking.
Last year, I had a nagging feeling when Satoshi-kun disappeared.
Oishi-san muttered as he watched the milk swirl around in his coffee. Milk! You gotta drink it black, Oishi.
So, those friends of Satoshi-san, meaning your group of friends, Mayabara-san, I had a bit, really just a little bit, okay? Of background checking done on them.
If Oishi-san had said this to me before, I would have been furious, since he told me earlier to not suspect my friends. But as I was now, I couldn't.
This might sound pretty stupid. Mayabara-san, if you feel that it's stupid, please say so. I'll just stop.
Oishi-san was wearing the most serious expression that I'd ever seen from him. It was as if he was telling me to prepare myself and listen. There was quite a few things I regretted hearing from Oishi-san, but none of them were as threatening as this. A little voice inside me was screaming like an alarm. Stop, Keiichi. This was probably the last one. I took a deep breath and silenced that voice. I would not run from the truth. Please. That was all I could utter. Oishi-san stared into my eyes silently for a few moments. After he was certain I was ready, he began.
The victim of the incident in the first year was the overseer. A few weeks prior, he had an altercation with Mian Sonosaki-san. Multiple altercations.
Oishi-san had said before that Mion had defied the damn project vehemently. Well, it wasn't hard to imagine how she'd be if she got worked up.
In the second year, the married couple who supported the project died in that accident, right? They had a daughter. Her name is Satoko Hojo-san.
Huh? Satoko? Meaning... Satoko? Oishi-san's look told me that my voice was too loud. I realized it as well and quickly quieted down. It's Rika! This one's Rika.
The Shinto priest and his wife who died the third year, you see. Their daughter is Rika Furude-san.
Rika-chan was...
The housewife who died in the fourth year. You know already, don't you? It was the step-aunt of Satoko Hojo-san. She was in her aunt and uncle's custody, and she had lost both her parents in the accident. She lived in the victim's house.
I could tell my lips were getting dry. I didn't even have the wits to keep my mouth from hanging agape. I thought it was nothing but a bizarre incident, one that I could easily distance myself from. But clicking and clacking, it all snuck all the way to my feet.
The one who disappeared the fourth year, by the way, he was Satoko-san's older brother.
Just wait a second. It took everything I had to finally say that. I gulped down a glass of water once again and wiped my face with a napkin. Calm down, Keiichi Nayabara. But Oishi-san was relentless. Instead of waiting for me to finish sorting out my feelings, he started speaking again. The last of the things I shouldn't have heard.
All of the victims seem to be connected to your group of friends.
That has to just be a coincidence. Mayabara-san, keep it down. Everyone's looking. Yon. Sadako. Hika-chan. So what if they're connected? You're telling me all my friends? It couldn't be. It just couldn't be. Oh, Reina is different, isn't she? Reina isn't connected with any of the victims at all. Reina Ryugo-san was living in a suburb of Ibaraki Prefecture up until last year. Well, it's true. She hadn't directly met any of the victims. He said it in a roundabout way. Is he saying she's also connected? Actually, I looked into her. Before Ryugu-san moved away to Inamizawa, she was suspended from school. It seems she went through her school building and broke all the windows. Huh? Reina did that? She broke all the windows at her school? That seems like Reina had...
Thank you, Jackson. Thank you.
I couldn't even imagine it. It seems that, after her 3-day suspension, she didn't return to school. She went to a neurologist and was diagnosed with dysautonomia. She was given weeks of counseling and medication. I was wondering if it was something like a nervous breakdown. I'd heard that happens to people who are really methodical or overly sensitive. Neither of those matched Reina's easygoing personality. And in the counselor's medical report, he recorded all the conversations he had with Reina-san. It shows up, and quite a bit at that. What did? I pressed forward carelessly. There couldn't be anything more for me to regret. She mentioned the word Oyashiro-sama.
Dude! She cursed. She's a devil. She's got a demon inside her. We have to we have to do exorcisms on all these girls. This girl got the devil inside her.
It felt like someone's stone cold hand was caressing my back. Why had Reina spoken of Oyashiro-sama before she even came to Hinamizawa? Seems that the Oyashiro-sama she spoke of was like a ghost, appearing in our house every night, standing over her pillow, looking down at her. My mind froze. I couldn't process what I was being told. A while after that, she moved to Hinamizawa. That's right. She's not an outsider. Huh? According to the residency registrar, the Ryugu family used to reside in Hinamizawa. Reina-san moved to Ibaraki right after she finished elementary school. My mind went completely blank. It was similar to the static you'd see on a blank TV channel. My ears began ringing as I lost all sense of comprehension. Mayabara-san, are you alright? Shall we stop? Those words brought me back. I couldn't let it end here. Now I understand Reina. And how about the last victim, Tomitake-san? Who was he connected with? Irritated, I let out one final reprisal. All of them. Have you forgotten Mayabara-san? Didn't you spend the night of the festival together quite merrily? Quite a few of the officers saw you enjoying yourselves. Now, there was nothing I could respond with. I fell silent as my brain turned to mush. We should get going. Mayabara-san, did you take your afternoon medicine? I'd completely forgotten about the medicine I had gotten today until Oishi-san said that. I got another glass of water and we left the shop after I chugged it down.
Dude, if you can't remember, just ask him. Who cares? What? No, you know who, don't you? Who cares? Just ask. It's like, oh, I don't want to embarrass myself.
We got in the car and returned to Hinamizawa via the rough road.
Wait, did he know about the medicine before? That's true. That's true. Well, I don't know if he knew about the medicine, but he knew that he went to the doctor, right? Because he said, well, because he'd come away from the hospital, and he said that he was out sick. That's true. Did he know about the medicine?
I never really paid attention when I was on my bike, but did cars normally shake this much? It was almost as if the road was desperately trying to tell me something. That big jolt was from the difference in elevation of the road when it changed from cement to dirt. I was certain that I heard Tomotage-san scream. I sat in silence, just letting myself be shaken by the car.
I'll drop you off at your house. You missed school because you were ill, correct? My apologies for the long conversation.
He was following you since the hospital? Yeah.
Why did you talk to me? I blurted out the question. Really just blurted it out. I didn't expect an answer.
I did check with you first, didn't I? If we should just stop.
No, not that! Why did you reach out to me? I understood quite well that Oishi-san was investigating the string of suspicious incidents. But why was he telling me all of this? I knew nothing and I couldn't help. Everything Oishi-san spoke of was news to me. First of all, what could I, having just moved here, know? By chance, if there was a reason for Oishi-san to reach out to me, then it would have to be that I looked suspicious to Oishi-san, as I was part of Mion's circle of friends.
I'm retiring this year. I plan on moving away after retiring as my grandma was. So while I'm still on the case, I want to bring the truth behind this incident to light.
So, Oishi-san, you suspect them, don't you? All of them? All of them. Oishi-san really didn't give a response. It felt a little late, but I thought it was his way of showing a bit of consideration for my feelings.
This is, actually my intuition for 30 years on this job. Mayabata-san, you're the one in danger.
Huh? I wanted to reply with that. That was absurd. But in my downtrodden state, I couldn't bring myself to say it.
Damn, how old is his grandma if he's retiring? Well, he could be like 50. You know, maybe he's retiring early. He could be 50. This is the 80s, remember? He could be like 50 and his grandma could be like... Oh, wait, his grandma. God, she could be 90. She could be 90 years old. Like, his mom would be 70 and then his grandma would be 90.
I'll be retiring this year, so I won't be at the Watanagashi next year. So I want to settle this.
In other words, he was insinuating that on the next Watanagashi, I might be the victim.
I've been warned by the chief as well. Each incident in the string of cases has been solved, so don't bring it up again, or so I was told. This is the pressure that I'm facing.
Pressure? From what?
Someone in Hinabizawa. We've arrived. Is this fine?
After some time, the car finally reached the path to my house. The clock read 2 p.m. I was surprised so little time had passed since we ate. It was hot outside the car. The chirping of the Higurashi hurt my ears.
I won't mind if you just forgot everything I told you today. But I'm still going to keep investigating. I'll end Oyashiro-sama's curse this year.
So you're saying I should contact you if anything happens?
It's fine. Just contact me when you feel you need to, Mayabata-san.
I wasn't collected enough to understand Oishi-san's roundabout way of saying it.
Be sure to take it easy. I'm sorry for throwing all this at you while you're taking the day off because you're sick.
I didn't really give any sort of response.
I'll always be on your side. If anything, leave that I'll be off now.
You should have told him Reina heard literally everything. He should know that.
The tires crunched over the dirt road as the car made a U-turn and disappeared into a cloud of kicked up dust. It felt like I was watching a boat only throw me a lifesaver in shark-infested waters before disappearing into the distance. That was the first time I thought Oishi-san was being unfair. Telling me I was going to be the next victim, then just saying to contact him if something happened. That wasn't a criminal investigation. He was fishing, and I was just the bait dangling off the line. Would the fish be the perpetrator? Or was it really just Oyashiro-sama's curse? Either way, the bait would be swallowed whole. But I don't want to die. For some time, I could do nothing but stare at the puddle of water left behind by the AC from the car.
Wishing I was fishing. I'd rather be fishing. That's the Bible.
I wonder how much time had passed since I laid down. It was getting dark outside. My body was soaked in sweat.
Yeah.
It would probably be a good idea to change my sheets.
What? No, I don't change my sheets. You're too much of a goody two-shoes, Keiji.
At that moment, the downstairs phone rang. It was probably Mom. Mom was quite the worrywart. Maybe she'd called many times, but I just didn't notice it. Hello, this is the Mayabara residence.
Oh, he's alive! Hello! Oh, wait, no. I mean, it's kind of sort of... Oh, he's alive! Hello! This is Mion! How you doing?
Is this one of Keiichi's friends? Keiichi's resting now, but shall I put him on?
Huh? Is this his dad? Sorry!
Idiot! You fell for it!
Huh? Keitan!
After our exchange, we both had a good laugh together. Except I was suspicious of her, even as we were laughing. Was everybody really involved in the incidents? The fact that I couldn't say no saddened me.
Well, I'm relieved that you seem well. Reina was really worried, you know. Satoko-chan was happy and said you got what you deserve. Rika-chan said, how unfortunate he's sick.
Looks like everyone was making a big deal out of it.
Well, you know. So, hey-chan, is now a bad time to come pay you a visit?
A visit? No, it's okay. It's not like I'm dying.
My, grandma made me a ton of mochi, you see. I was told to share them, so I'll bring you some.
Hey now, you'll catch my cold.
Not to worry. Both Reina and I are too stupid to catch a cold. See you. Be there in a bit.
She hung up cheerfully. Reina's coming too? That's what it sounded like. I was still concerned about meeting Reina, but I guess if she was with me on.
It's going to take a turn for the worse, isn't it? There's no escape, yeah. They're gonna assault him.
I heard the doorbell 10 minutes later.
How you feeling? Did you take your medicine and rest?
I did just that.
Goodness, you look well. I was worried.
Sorry, I'll be fine by tomorrow. Mion showed a complete lack of concern for someone who's recovering, and Reina looked like she was worried about me from the bottom of her heart. It didn't look like there was anything behind those expressions.
I thought we might hang out for a bit, but it looks like you're not quite in the condition for it.
Huh? You don't say? It seemed my face appeared a bit sullen.
그니까 이 사람은 재밌던 가만히.
I mean, I held out the package wrapped in newspaper. There might be about 5 in here. It was quite hefty. Thanks. Send my regards to your grandma, Mian.
Yup. There's one that I'm in there as well. Wonder if Kirispica can guess which one.
This is Kei-chan's homework since you missed the club meeting today. There are letters on each emoji, so I'll ask you tomorrow.
Were you checking if I was feeling better, or did you just come here for club activities?
Yup, looking fine. Guess you'll be able to make it tomorrow.
Man, what are you gonna do if my fever comes back because of your shenanigans?
Richard, we shouldn't be making such a racket. Let's go. The other people here will get angry.
Both of them thought my parents were home. It was because the entranceway was a mess.
You're right, let's get going. By the way, Kei-chan.
Yeah?
What did you eat for lunch?
The sudden question startled me, and I went wide-eyed when I saw Mian. I'd never seen her like that. It was hardly unsettling visage. But why is she asking me about what I ate for lunch? What she said was so inane, it was almost meaningless. The way she said it, it was almost like she didn't even care at all about what I ate. I ate out. She must have suspected that I was with Oishi-san. Anyway, I felt that if I hesitated or tried to change the subject, then they'd read too deep into it, so I just tried answering quickly as possible. Except, contrary to the efforts I had made, there was a pause before they replied.
So you ate out for lunch, Kirispica?
The glimmer from Reina's eyes had changed at the same point as well. It was now sharp, as if to make me feel the feigned ignorance behind her words even more. As if she already knew. That's how it looked to me.
Well, was it good?
Why are you asking me this? Mian was speaking in an unusually low tone. Almost as if she knew that I had eaten at the restaurant in town. No, I'm overthinking this. I mean, both of them should have been in school at lunchtime. There was no way they could have known where I was.
Seems you were with a rather austere-looking older guy. Who was he?
Flop. The package with the mochi I was holding slipped out of my hands. I could tell the blood had drained from my face, making me go pale.
Oh.
Oh wait, no. Oh, Kirispica. Who was he? Could it be the person from before, I wonder?
I could feel the back of my throat going dry. This was no longer a bluff. They knew everything? How do you know that? It took everything I had to finally force those words from my throat. My knees were shaking.
Because there's nothing this old man doesn't know.
Mian sneered knowingly, and her laugh seemed to carry on forever.
So, Kei-chan, what'd you talk about? It seems like you got pretty worked up over it, too.
We weren't talking about you guys.
Keiichi, stupid idiot.
It didn't have anything to do with you or Reina.
Isn't it a bit strange to hear our names come up even though nobody asked about that?
Reina's unwavering gaze pierced through my eyes and peered further inside me. I dug my own grave. My heart was throbbing so much it felt like it was going to explode.
Well, whatever you're trying to hide, This old man already sees through it all. Remember that.
I couldn't even shake my head. It took everything I had to stop my teeth from chattering. She never let her gaze break from mine, even as she tilted her head slightly.
Kirispica, you don't look so good. I think you should lie down.
That's true. We should both head back home.
As if nothing had happened, they both giggled at each other and started making their way out. I hadn't moved a muscle since I dropped the package of mochi. As they left, the door slowly closed behind them. All I could do was stare.
Go for the gun, Casey! Yeah, get her gun!
As if I couldn't move until the door was completely closed. Just as the door was just about closed, it opened again slightly with a sudden creak, setting my heart racing once again.
Uh-oh! Don't jump scare me.
A single eye peered in through that narrow slit, and Mion's hawkish gaze peered at me once again.
See you. Good job.
Yeah.
I'd hate it if you miss school tomorrow. Alright?
The door closed. I wasn't able to move a muscle, even after their low laughter died off into the distance and silence once again enveloped the room. Coming back to my senses, the first thing I did was lock the door. They knew that what Oishi-san and I talked about? Why? How? No, that wasn't important. Thinking about it now, all of it could have been overheard from the beginning when Oishi-san met me. Just as Mion said, I couldn't hide anything. Then what were they trying to tell me? That part was obvious. They were warning me not to say anything unnecessary. What did they deem unnecessary? I only talked with Oishi-san about one thing, and they were warning me that it was unnecessary. What was it that Oishi-san talked to me about? The incidents involving Oyashiro-sama's curse that occurred every year weren't individual cases, but were connected as a whole. As well as the fact that there may be multiple perpetrators hidden within Hinamizawa. No, more precisely, that Mion, Reina, Satoko, and Mika-chan were all suspicious. Is that what they were warning me against? What kind of nonsense am I thinking about? I hit my own face hard enough that it let out a loud slap. If only that would wake me from this nightmare. But for some reason, it felt like I was punching a blanket. It was almost laughably painless. Calm down, Keiichi Maebara. When did I become such a pessimist? Calm down. Calm down! Settle down and sort things out. The reason Mion knew I was eating lunch with Oishi-san was probably because, someone from Hinamizawa had just happened to be there at the time. They must have told Mion that I was there. That made the most sense. Plus, come to think of it, she didn't ask me where I ate lunch, did she? She only asked me, was it good? They were just curious since I was together with someone not from Hinamizawa. It's, not as if they had any ulterior motives. That's it. That has to be it.
Dude, dude, her eyes went cat mode. She got evil foggy eyes. You can't trust that.
Thinking about it that way, it was the same with Reina. I was just being strangely ambiguous about what I meant with Oishi-san, and Reina was just correcting me on that. That's when I was bewildered by the change in character from the usual mild-mannered Reina, and was just startled by it. That's the most natural way of thinking about it. It felt like my mind was mixed up like a tangled mess of spaghetti. Deep red marinara sauce would have poured out of my nose and ears if you squeezed my head. Thinking of that, I suddenly felt like vomiting. I really didn't want that to happen, so I stopped holding my head. Lately, I had no idea what anyone was saying. Spending time with them was fun. I didn't feel like there was any sort of hidden agenda. I really do think that they're a good bunch of people. When I just moved here and couldn't make heads or tails of anything, they were really kind to me. Reina was really kind and always looked after me. As long as that strange affliction didn't rear its ugly head, she was really pretty cute. Mina's also a really good person. She didn't care about anyone's age or gender and was optimistic and outgoing. I was never bored when I was with her. And talking of not getting bored, rambunctious Sadako was a good person for that too. She was pretty bratty, but that was just the way she interacted with others. Rika-chan was the same way. She didn't speak often, but that didn't mean she wasn't always silent. Well, they're my friends. But after hearing the better untold secrets of Hinamizawa from Oishi-san and Toмотake-san, when I was told about Oyashiro-sama's curse, things started to go crazy. Then, hearing from Oishi-san that Mion, Reina, Satoko, and Rika-chan were all suspicious. After that, everyone changed. That's right. It all started getting weird after Oishi-san told me all that strange stuff. At that time, I really should have just not listened to those weird stories. And I even shouldn't have heard about the past incidents from Toмотake-san the night of the Watanagashi. If I just hadn't gotten that strange sense of curiosity. If I just hadn't... That's right. So that's why they...
What did they do to him? They killed him, right? They're saying kill. He's saying killed.
So that's why they... Toмотake-san. That period outsider speaking to the likes of me after everybody went out of their way to keep it secret from me. They're probably Oishi-san as well, for trying to unearth what everyone was warning me as was better left unburied. Besides that, he was unforgivable for spewing words that made me doubt the others. Of course, a guy like that is going to be... But Toмотake-san and Oishi-san were nothing but outsiders after all. They were entities who couldn't coexist with the people of Hinamizawa. Those guys should just fall into Oyashiro-sama's curse and just... It wasn't their fault. It was my fault for not being able to hold back my curiosity. It wasn't their fault. 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 I settled into a daze. It was a lethargic feeling, like I had just gotten up, but the ominous chill that haunted me had subsided. I was fine now. I was no longer frightened. I had completely recovered. I'll go to school tomorrow, right as rain. I'll greet everyone. I'll take part in club activities. It'll definitely be fun. It had to be fun. I was one of them after all. That reminds me, I need to eat those mochi. It's four-letter words. I hope I'm able to tell which one Reina made. Dude, is it gonna be kill? Is it gonna say kill? I remember the homework the two brought with them when they visited me. But now, our club did delivery. That was something else. I picked up the package, I dropped on the floor, and headed into the living room. Is it gonna be mochi or is it gonna be someone's head? It would be nice, I guess, to have some tea with it. To fill my mouth with mochi while drinking tea. Dude, is this gonna be finger? Oh. This was quite a delectable situation I was in.
Oh, it was mochi. Okay.
Opening up the newspaper wrapping, there were 5 plump red bean paste mochi fit snugly inside. There was letters written left from right on the newspaper. A, B, C, D, and E. Now then, they said Reina made one of these. I wonder which one.
One's gonna have razor blades in it. Cut them open first. Don't eat them.
There wasn't much difference in how they looked, and they smelled and appeared about the same. This was a pretty difficult problem.
Mion and Reina said.
The biggest difference was probably their shape. I wasn't sure what kind of person Mion's grandma was, but Reina had to be different from hers. Looking carefully, I could see one mochi that was made very neatly. So well that, just by staring at it, I could tell it stood out.
Looks like this challenge depends on whether or not this one is Reina's. Calm down and think even harder. Mion had said her grandma made a ton of them and was told to give some out, if I remember correctly. So that means 4 of these are from the large batch. Then what about Reina? She probably only made 1. She really spent quite a bit of time on it. Meaning, the one Reina made was this one, E! For a moment, I thought it may just be a trap Mion laid as she knew I'd pick up on it. But that probably wasn't the case. I wouldn't be so sure if I knew Mion had made it, but since she said Reina made it, it probably wasn't a trap. Alright, my tea's ready too. I'll start with the defending champ, Mion's grandma. Let's see. Not bad. The smooth bean paste and soft, chewy texture left a little to be desired. The tea I drank afterwards also accentuated the experience. This was quite an exquisite piece of work.
Yeah, just start eating the food the 2 people that threatened your life gave you.
Now, how about Reina's? The creation was so delicate one would think it was a high-class Japanese dessert. Since I normally had quite the appetite, I was slightly worried about the size of the portion. Well, first bite. This was quite a difficult one to judge, actually. The ingredients were exactly the same, so there was little difference in flavor. What was different was how it was shaped at the end, so it was to be expected. So the deciding factors would be presentation and volume. The well-formed and well-sized champion versus Reina the challenger, with a size you just couldn't get enough of. I only had 1 bite of Reina's. I would probably have to wait until after I was done eating to make my decision. Maybe there was something hidden inside that could cause an upset. Seems my prediction was right. My tongue touched something. It didn't feel like something edible, so I reached in with my fingers and pulled it out.
It's human tooth.
What? Oh, what is this?
It's a tooth.
Oh!
Do need help.
Before I could fully comprehend what it was, I threw away the rest of the mochi I was eating as fast as I could. It slammed against the wall, causing the bean jam to splatter. Then, sticking for a moment, it slid down to the floor. I was dumbstruck by my own actions. What was I doing? Reina had gone out of her way to make it for me. How could I? Dumbstruck, I looked down at the hand that performed such a vile act. Then I remembered what I'd taken out of my mouth. At first, I thought it was a hair. Even though it was shorter than Mion's, Reina's hair was still quite long. And it wasn't this short. It was also a bit too hard to be hair. It was thick enough to roll around on my tongue.
It's a pin. She put a nail in it. It was a sewing needle. That's so mean.
There was a bit of metallic sheen on one end of it. Yes. There was a hole for where the thread goes through, like it was a sewing needle. Yes, that's right. It looked very much like a sewing needle. Exactly like one. The end was pointed as well, quite sharply. It really did look just like a sewing needle. Huh? What did I mean by looked very much like a sewing needle just a bit ago? I couldn't answer. But a voice inside me already knew, and let me know by chattering my molars together. I couldn't stave off the terror welling up inside of me. Suddenly, I tasted something metallic and felt a prickling pain at the back of my throat. I stuck my finger in the back of my throat and felt around to see if I was bleeding. Suddenly, I felt the urge to vomit. The sharp taste of bile irritated the back of my throat. I clasped both hands over my mouth, and after writhing in agony, I was somehow able to hold back the nausea. I was finally able to breathe normally again, but this time my heart was intensely throbbing. Then it finally registered. Exactly what was mixed in with the mochi. Before I could think of the correct word, my hands were already on the move. Splat! Plop! I tossed the rest of the mochi against the wall. The geometrical patterns of the scattered bean jam on the wall suddenly invoked a terrible omen in my mind.
After looking away, I dashed out into the hallway and flew upstairs to my room, where I stayed under my covers until morning. I clutched my own shoulders, howling madly in a mix of fear, anger, sadness, and frustration. This wasn't a threat or a warning or a reminder, nothing as simple as that. What had happened in Hinamizawa? What is happening in Hinamizawa? What would happen? I didn't know the answer to any of those questions. Where did I break a taboo? Regardless, now Neyland, Mion, and the others, they consider me an enemy. And they thought I should just die. I won't let you kill me. Not for such a pointless reason. I fell into a restless sleep as I crushed by my negative emotions. It was as if I was being drawn into a billowing, bottomless march. Onigafuchi! Kichi's a bit of a slow one, ain't he? Yeah. Okay, Ichi. How can you say you love her if you won't even eat her sewing needle mochi? It's medicine that makes you commit suicide. Threat. Oh, a threat. Let's check them out.
Let's get to the chase. Is there a drug that causes someone to kill themselves?
Not directly. I mean, I don't know, kind of wish I...
Not directly, no. That's quite a roundabout response. You're saying there's one that does it indirectly?
Something that puts you into a suicidal mental state? Something like that?
That's hard to say. What would a suicidal mental state be?
Like a person with a serious bipolar disorder. It's believed that people are more likely to attempt suicide when swinging from depression to mania. What kind of voice? Clinical depression and bipolar disorder are different. Clinical depression indicates a prolonged state of depression, whereas bipolar disorder is characterized by a passive depressed state, accompanied by a very active manic state. Individuals with clinical depression suffer from low self-esteem and are quite pessimistic, but rarely commit suicide. They do not have the willpower to commit suicide, nor does mania on its own lead to suicide. That has an opposite effect, filling the person with confidence and making them feel as though they're walking on air. Thus, they do not commit suicide.
Well, that's interesting. Neither state causes suicide, but when the conditions change, they might do so.
There is a desire to commit suicide when in a state of depression, but they do not have the willpower to commit such a formidable act. But when they enter mania, they gain a burst of willpower and their body moves as they desire.
I see. So it means they gain the willpower to commit.
They're saying this quite a lot. And that's how it goes. That's why patients are given sedatives during that time to keep them from acting on their impulses.
And was Tomatake bipolar?
People who suffer from bipolar disorder generally commit it by more civilized means. Like, say, hanging, jumping off a building. Self-harm is, though, going through withdrawal is completely different.
Tomatake-san's death wasn't civilized, so one would think it was caused by some foreign substance. As I said from the start, tell me of a drug that causes one to commit suicide.
Well, there are reports that methamphetamine overdoses produce a condition that resembles bipolar disorder. It's a stimulant. Barbiturate overdoses are also reported to cause erratic behavior. That's a sleep aid.
There were no signs of stimulants. Are there any other possibilities?
All I can think of is that it's some sort of illness. Something like Graves' disease, which affects the thyroid. It's known to cause symptoms that resemble bipolar disorder. But Graves' disease has many characteristic symptoms on its own. The disease exhibited none of them.
I wonder, is there something that could happen more spontaneously? Something that fits this case and would cause someone to want to commit suicide all of a sudden?
Are you familiar with organic mental disorders? In short, it's a condition where the brain is out of whack due to physical injury or illness. It can be caused by drugs, but it can also be caused by physical trauma, encephalitis, a stroke, or even a tumor. Basically, even without a drug, one can succumb to a irregular mental state. The deceased was surrounded after being chased, and his life was in danger, right? All that stress could have messed with his brain chemistry. He could have hit his head, and those factors combined have caused him to mutilate himself. It's a possibility. Could you explain it to me in simpler terms? Basically, he knocked his noggin in a brawl, and that made him go haywire.
Then his lady didn't have any intent to kill. Just smacked him in a bad place when he nicked some change.
The two plump men laughed hoarsely. But of course, it's not like that.
Undoubtedly.
If it was habitual drug use, if it was something mental, the deceased body holds the key. How are things on your end?
Oh my goodness, look at the time. I need to get back soon or Kuma-chan will get so angry with me.
Oh, yeah. Good luck. Best wishes.
Best wishes.
Ha 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 ha, he's dead. Ha ha ha. Threat.
Those guys just now. They had national diet badges.
Then it's Prefectural Assembly member and City Councilor Sonozaki.
That's interesting. The Prefectural Assembly member and City Councilor are related.
Oh wait, it's different.
It's dirty is what it is. Shouting out each other's name during elections. While one is on the up for election, the other one holds an assembly, and they double up their campaign activities. Blatantly.
I don't know much about this stuff, but isn't that against the rules of the election?
As long as they have no prior consultation, there are no restrictions on their political activities.
The ends all mobbed up, yeah. Oh.
Kuma-chan, the investigation division is going to be pretty tough for you. You should at least brush up on election policies.
This is a woman. I'm not suited for the intelligence division. 'Cause I'm dumb.
There was Prefectural Assembly member Sonozaki and City Councilor Sonozaki. Also, the mayor of Hinamizawa. All of them involved with the Sonozaki family. What crap. Looks like they were seen off by the department chief and the deputy chief. It came to me. That night, when the chief invited me along to get some Odin, I thought that was it.
Odin? Udon?
You have a lot of connections, so you might have heard something, did you?
Nope.
How
No, not a thing. I'll take a tofu fritter and a fish cake. A counselor barked at me in the police chief's stead. Oh my. Is that so? Ma'am, I'll take it. Prefectural Assembly member Sonozaki and City Councilor Sonozaki were both intimidating. Our snot-nosed career police chief couldn't even handle being yelled at by them. They're like Yakuza. A petition with your name came up regarding how the investigation of the Hinamizawa incident is being handled. Oh, goodness. Me? I'm not the faintest. No need to play dumb. You're reopening the past cases regarding Hinamizawa, aren't you?
Oh wait, it's different. Wait, okay.
Goodness me, I'm not the faintest.
I don't know. What?
I've already got my hands full with Tomitake's death, actually. Really? If that's true, then there's no problem. There was a period of silence. While we were silent, we made headway on our food and drink. Oof! That was quite a feast. This month has been a bunch of losses for me, so my wallet was feeling the pinch. Much appreciated. Nah, it's nothing. Tell me a good horse again. I'll bet on the same one as you. I haven't been doing well there lately. I haven't been able to read the horses at all. Taxi! I'm going to a train. The police chief is taking a taxi. I have my own car, but it'd be rash to drive it home. Can't blow it right before retirement with a DUI. Even though he could still rattle off, it looked like his legs were already good. Pushing him into the cab, I gave the driver the police chief's address. Well, see you again tomorrow. Happy New Year! Oish. Yeah. The past incidents have all been closed. Stop lumping them all together. Those villagers have to believe it's really a curse. Well, I'm not convinced. You're going to be retired next year, aren't you? Weren't you going to pay off your mortgage with your pension and move up to Hokkaido with your mom? Yeah, Mother Pine should return to the land of her birth. It's the least I can do. And the pension, well, it'll let me enjoy myself in Suzuki. The police chief may issue a special retirement salary raise, he says. A public servant's pension is calculated based on their monthly salary. So if you were to get a raise right before retirement, your bonus would be inflated, and you get a heavy surplus of funds. That tends to be how it's done around here. Of course, it's not custom that's thought of highly. The difference between the bonus and the pension is quite a bit. I expect nothing less exemplary from our egghead chief. But, well, they say our salary is compensation for our hard work, but in the end, it really just has to do with the passage of time. That's not something I can laugh at, but I'll laugh through it anyways. I don't think it's anything exemplary. But given how hard you've worked, it's not odd that you're getting that much of a pension. I'd like to get that much myself. Well, if I can get it. If I can get it, well, of course I'd want it. You'll get it. You're an adult, after all. Sorry for holding you up here, driver. Thank you very much. I closed the door roughly, interrupting the chief's conversation. It looked like the chief still had something to say, but he just smiled wryly and waved. I waved in turn. The cab sped up gradually and soon disappeared among the sea of lights. Oh man, I wonder if I really can repay that loan.
That was an interesting threat. He just basically told him to retire early, like stop looking into it. Boom. So the mayor told the police chief to stop looking into it, and he'll give him a raise so he can retire early. Let's see. Yeah, he sort of indirectly bribed him, yeah. Death flag. No! The sound of muffled footsteps stopped in front of the door to my room. A moment of silence, as if whoever they belonged to was ascertaining if I was inside. Of all the things I should have been doing, I continued on with my restless slumber. I was very much conscious when my body hadn't caught up yet. Even with danger bearing down on me from just beyond the door, it was as if I was completely paralyzed, unable to move. Without a doubt, this was sheer terror. Please, just leave. Hey, why isn't my body awake yet? If they came into my room right now, then... What?
I sprung to my feet and threw my doors at my mom. Oh. Wah! I sprung to my feet and threw my covers at my mom, who was opening the door.
Whoa! Keiichi? What's the matter?
Oh, sorry. I was still half asleep. I thought it was still 1 or 2 a.m., but the morning sun was already streaming through the gap between the curtains. It felt nothing like morning. Yesterday, I must have fallen asleep right after that. Then, I should have gotten a full 10 hours of rest, but it didn't feel like that at all. My internal clock was completely screwed up, and my sense of balance fell off. I felt feverish enough that it was clear to me that I was still not well.
Well, Keiichi, how are you feeling? Can you make it to school?
I was well enough to go, but I wasn't mentally prepared for it. I was still plagued with the terror from yesterday. If I had swallowed that needle, what would have happened? Or what if it had pierced my tongue? That was undoubtedly a murderous intent, but I don't think that's all it was. If they really wanted to kill me, then there were other, more certain ways to do it. They wouldn't resort to such a dubious method as having me swallow a needle. Meaning, I didn't want to believe it, but going that far was just a threat from Reina and Mion.
Aren't you glad you didn't die? But next time we'll use a more assured method.
Like that. Something like sending a letter with a razor inside would have been a joke compared to this.
Did you make it to the hospital? Did you take your medicine?
Yeah, kinda. Something about my mom's dubious gaze bothered me. She seemed more concerned about her son missing 2 days of school rather than him being sick. It was definitely mental fatigue. I wasn't really physically ill.
It'll be hard for you to get back on track once your daily routine is thrown off. Come on, get up. They say wellness is a state of mind.
I'd heard that line many times before. I was given an award in elementary school for having perfect attendance, but it wasn't like I was healthier than everyone.
Come on, go wash your face. Breakfast is already ready. There isn't much time before Reina-chan comes and gets you.
Mom's tone meant I could argue about it, so I had to give up on skipping a second day.
By the way, were you the one who got bean paste all over the living room wall, Keiichi? You shouldn't do something like that. Your father was quite angry.
I didn't feel particularly guilty for doing it, so I didn't have much of a reaction. Also, Mom didn't question me any further about it. She headed back downstairs after she was certain I was getting up. What Mion said as she left yesterday, I'd hate it if you missed school tomorrow, came back and dwelled in the back of my head. What did she mean by that? I didn't even have to really think about it. She was saying, don't be absent. Taking that a bit further is the same as her saying I should just go about living my life as if nothing happened. If I showed any signs of acting unusual, it would probably result in them making their move. For example, maybe I shouldn't pay attention to someone like Oishi-san enticing me with something unusual. Meaning, if I didn't watch my mouth or did anything differently from the norm, in effect, it would end up flagging myself as someone who was not wanted. And it seems that was something that the girls didn't intend to forgive. So, if I just went along, being normal, no harm would come to me. Was that how it was going to be? All that misery I experienced up until yesterday would almost creepily just fade away. It was an enticing deal. Just by forgetting everything I'd seen or heard these last few days, I'd be able to keep on living like normal. There's no way such a selfish thing could. I swallowed hard. I once again deliberated on the idea that I just rejected. Mion was probably a good person who had her friends at heart. She was giving me, who had mistakenly broken some rule of theirs, a chance. Was that what I did? Really something so unforgivable? But Mion had given me another chance. She was saying if I just forgot everything and kept living on like I had, I'd be forgiven.
Keiichi! Your food is going to get cold! Hurry up and get down here! Nana will be here if you don't hurry.
I'm coming! I crammed my textbooks into my bag and hastily made my way downstairs. I picked at my somewhat bland breakfast. Seemed that I didn't have much time. It was already past when I usually met up with Reina. Given yesterday's event, she'd probably be here in the next 5 minutes. I needed to be ready to head to school by then. I had to forget everything that had happened the last 2 days. Forget it all and return to my normal life. For this to be normal, I'll have to be where I normally meet up with Reina. Today of all days, the rice was dry and hard to get down. I jumped at the sound and dropped my chopsticks. The chime signaled that Reina had arrived. Mom hurried me along. Come on. Wait, come on. Reina-chan's already here. Hurry, hurry. My mother's merry smile and my gloomy face were polar opposites. Honestly, I was reluctant to see Reina, who was waiting on the other side of the door. Reina on the other side? Was it the Reina I knew? I couldn't keep her waiting. I needed to do things as usual. Morning! An invigorating greeting filtered in from across the doorway.
It came since Kirispica was a bit late. Will he be okay? I wonder.
The manner in which Reina was concerned was, without a doubt, the Reina I knew. But that was probably only if I reciprocated. Forget everything from yesterday. Pretend as though nothing had happened. Forget about the gruesome dismemberment. Forget about the mysterious deaths that happened the following years. Forget about the people falling to their death. The terminal illness. Suicide. The disappearances. Forget it. Forget all of it. Forget that Reina and Mion were scary. Of course. Forget it all. Forget about everyone. Forget about the mochi too. Forget. Reina once again asked me to make sure.
You make it to school?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Great! Then let's go. Midtown is waiting.
Reina showed me her usual bright smile. I couldn't find any hint of deceit in her expression. My nervousness dissipated, giving way to relief. Dun dun! Oh no, we actually are just walking.
You see, Satoko-chan was so insistent she could do it.
As we were walking, Reina talked a lot of different stuff, more so than usual. And then?
Satoko-chan is clumsy, so she failed no matter how many times she tried. She was so cute.
Everything Reina talked about was just silly nonsense, so I replied every so often and laughed from time to time. It was a rather laid-back conversation. We passed by one of our neighbors and they called out to us.
Oh my! Keiichi-chan and Reina-chan, aren't you two a bit late today? Mion-chan said she was rolling on ahead.
Oh, did Mion-chan look mad, I wonder? We need to hurry up, Keiichi-kun.
As we smiled and parted ways with our neighbor, they turned back towards me and stuck out a tongue. Not expecting that, I couldn't help but crack a smile.
Keiichi-kun smile.
What? Reina stopped and stared at me.
I was thinking that you still hadn't recovered from your cold since you seemed down this morning, Keiichi-kun. But now you seem fine.
With a grin, she gently poked my cheek. It was a bright, sincere smile. Hey, Keiichi Maibara. How can you still doubt Reina after she shows you a smile like that? Maybe I just had a high fever up until today, and I imagined everything that I thought happened because I was bedridden and delirious. I really hope that was the case. If God would grant me just one wish. There's only one thing I wish for. I would want what happened in the past few days. More specifically, from the night of the Watanagashi up until last night. I wanted all of that to have never happened. I wondered how many times I'd wished for that these past few days. As long as Reina kept on smiling like this, I think it might just become a reality. So I wanted Reina to just keep on smiling. Keep on smiling.
Uh-oh. So, Kirispica. Dun dun. Dun dun. It was mochi yesterday. Did you eat them all?
Oh man. Dun dun. The vain wish of mine was instantly shattered. My heart began palpitating. The relaxed morning mood suddenly became frigid. Reina's smile was the same as usual. Her eyes were gentle as usual. Those emojis yesterday, did you eat them all? Of course, she wasn't asking the question at face value. In other words, Reina was asking, did you get the message? She was probably trying to convey that.
Kirispica?
I was reluctant to give an answer. Reina stopped walking and stared deeply into my eyes. Don't hesitate, Keiichi Mayabara. Reina was acting the same as always, wasn't she? I needed to respond in my usual way. Naturally, of course. But both my throat and mouth had gone dry and my lips stuck together. Hurry and answer, Keiichi. Not that much time had passed. I could still keep the conversation going naturally. I had to say something quickly.
Did?
Reina playfully mimicked what I said when I finally squeaked something out. Reina's reaction was still normal. It seems that there wasn't as long of a pause as I thought. Somehow I finally squeaked out the rest. Delicious! However, my strained efforts neither sullied or brightened Reina's expression. For a moment, I panicked, thinking I'd replied incorrectly. But after a few moments, Reina broke into her usual soft smile and giggled with a joyful voice that seemed to echo through the morning air. Being strung along by that laugh, I couldn't help but laugh as well.
I see. So did you eat all of them? I wonder.
My timid smile froze again. Did you make it without swallowing the sewing needle? Was that what she was asking? If I'd swallowed them, then I wouldn't be here. Nah, I couldn't finish all of them. There's still some left. I was scared out of my wits, but that's how I played it.
Huh? What about the homework this year? You could tell us what Reina made.
That homework, was it due today?
Yeah, it's due today. Me-chan will get angry. There's probably a penalty game ready for you. Just say E, dude. You know it was E.
We both laughed at each other again. To the casual observer, it was just a typical morning. If I could just let myself believe, then even I'd think it was just a normal morning routine. But I was certain I wasn't mistaken. There was something unimaginable buried beneath this facade of this giggling Reina. Lies! I recalled that unexpected piercing voice that I could hardly believe came from Reina's mouth. The moment that image crossed my mind, I felt a cold sweat trickle down my back. Was it only at that particular time that something evil had possessed Reina? No, that was wrong. That was still Reina. Oishi-san told me, didn't he? Actually, I looked into her before. Yuko-san moved away to Hinamizawa. She was suspended from school. Seems she went through her school building and broke all the windows. Reina had a disorder that normal people didn't. No matter how pleasantly she smiled, that fact would not change.
Thank you, Hellfreak. Thank you. Welcome to the Peachy Punch Bowl.
But I couldn't even imagine how she looked as she broke all the glass through the school. One thing I knew was that it wasn't something spur of the moment. If it was some sudden outburst of anger, then maybe she'd break a pane or two. But she broke all the windows all throughout her school. Just imagine going through your own school, breaking the windows with a bat. Swinging full force at each pane of glass, one after another, no heed for the flying shards. Your classmates aghast, unable to move from the sudden turn of events. I wonder where she could have found the most windows lined up in a row. Probably the hall. Walk, wind up. Walk, wind up. was difficult for me to connect that horrifying image with Amanda smiling at me right now. But I just had to imagine it. Impossible, because it was unimaginable. That naive way of thinking, no less. The unpleasant piercing sound of shattered glass. The crunching noise as Amanda treads across the broken shards, walking close to me. Amanda's classmates going pale as they forget to even breathe. I wonder what they did as Amanda came closer, breaking windows along her path. Did they earnestly try to bring her to her senses by saying something? Or did they jump at her, trying to stop her savagery? Or did they run to the staff room after being directed there by the teachers? Probably none of those. In the face of that blood-curdling sight of Reyna bursting window after window, undoubtedly all they could do was silently clear a path for her. Dumbfounded, just clearing the path for Reyna to continue. It was far too violent an act for them to seek refuge by looking the other way.
This is about the village, about Hanamizawa. No adult in sight to stop her until she was done the 80s or something else, yeah. I gotta level with you, Kay. That would be fun as heck, yeah. The times I wish to do that to my school, yeah. I mean, I would have done that if I had the power, exactly. See, Keiichi, you just need to put yourself in her shoes, alright? Oops.
It was far too dumbfounded. It was far too violent an act for them to seek refuge just by looking the other way. That's not to say they were looking the other way. They were doing the only thing they could do to protect themselves.
This is about Hanamizawa.
They'd done something differently from the rest. They may have suddenly found themselves as Reyna's new target. What would Reyna have done to whoever attracted her attention? The answer was obvious. She would have undoubtedly acted according to her rules. Meaning they would. I would be the next window. Reyna, staring into my eyes, shards of glass crunching and crackling underfoot as she drew closer. I was also drawn into her eyes, paralyzed. Then Reyna struck me with her bat over and over again, like I was one of those windows. I crouched down to the floor, desperately protecting my head. Reyna didn't care whether it was my head or back. Zealously, she hit me again and again. What kind of expression was she making as she was doing this thing over and over again? I peered up to see. Her expression was so indifferent. It was completely unnerving. It was because no matter how many times she struck me, I didn't make as pleasant a sound as the other windows. She struck me continuously, over and over again. The sound Reyna wanted didn't come out. Our classmates standing around didn't try to stop her. They didn't want to be the next window.
Somebody save me. Turning a blind eye unless we're hanging out.
Of course, everyone in class scrambled to obtain the highest standardized test scores. They gained nothing from saving a cramped school tryhard like me. Eventually, there would be a faint sound, similar to when you crack open a walnut, and some sort of reddish-black spray would shoot out. Anyway, it wasn't that Reyna momentarily lost herself in her anger. After forcing myself to breathe and calming down my heart, I recalled what Oishi-san told me. In the counselor's medical report, he recorded all the conversations he had had with Reyna-san. It shows up, and quite a bit in that. What does? She mentioned the word Oyashiro-sama.
She's possessed.
Following that, Reyna was suspended and had regular examinations at the hospital. Then, as Reyna was undergoing counseling, she said it over and over. Oyashiro-sama. It seems that the Oyashiro-sama she spoke of was like a ghost, appearing in her house every night, standing over her pillow looking down at her. That was only a piece of their conversation, so I still couldn't see the big picture, but it was by no means a happy little conversation. Then what Reyna did, was she saying that ghastly incident was the result of her being possessed by Oyashiro-sama? Up until now, I didn't want to believe in Oyashiro-sama's curse. That's why I wanted to say that the mysterious deaths every year happened because of some sort of conspiracy. Every time I talked with Oishi-san, I was more certain that the deaths were the work of men and not some curse. Except, if it was people perpetrating the incidents, my friends were somehow deeply connected. If I refused to believe that the curse was real, then I would have to believe that those who acted the kindest to me were deeply involved in the incidents.
Maybe it's both? Maybe they're all possessed by Oyashiro-sama.
Why? How? For what reason? Was Nina? Was everybody? It was much more painful and troublesome than accepting that it was just Oyashiro-sama's curse. In the aftermath, Reina had admitted to her doctor that it was because she was possessed by Oyashiro-sama. I felt a strange sense of relief from that. So that's how it was. There wasn't a second side to Reina. She did that because she was possessed by something strange like Oyashiro-sama. It wasn't Reina's fault. Oyashiro-sama was the one to blame. I knew it. This was all backwards. Refusing to believe there was a curse, I wanted there to be a human perpetrator. Now that my close friends were the ones under suspicion, I changed my beliefs at my own convenience, saying that it was Oyashiro-sama's curse to blame. Which was the better choice? Accepting that Oyashiro-sama's curse exists, or that Reina and the rest of them were deeply involved in the string of mysterious deaths. I didn't want to think about it. If I just didn't think about it, I'd be able to continue the same as always. I wanted to believe that. But that was no longer possible. I had received their message. It was pathetic of me to try and bend the meeting to my own convenience. Regardless of my opponent being a human or curse, I won't let it kill me. As if I would just bend over and give in, for no good reason at all.
Kirispica? You've been making a really weird face. Why, I wonder?
Inhaling sharply upon hearing Reina's voice, I came back to my senses. Before I realized it, we were already at the entrance. Shaking my head a few times, I exercised all those terrifying thoughts. No matter how you looked at it, there's no way Reina could have done such terrible things. It was like I was trying to placate myself.
Boing!
As I slid the door open, a black board eraser loaded with chalk dropped down on my head the moment I stepped into the classroom. The chalk dust went into my eyes, inducing a brief moment of agony.
Well, befitting for the truant Keiichi-san. Good morning to both of you, Keiichi and Reina. Good morning! Satoko-chan, Rika-chan!
Not quite in the mood for it, I didn't really react to Satoko's trap. Satoko braced herself as I passed by, expecting me to attack her. She seemed a bit disappointed as I simply walked by silently.
What is this? How discouraging indeed. Keiichi doesn't seem back to his usual self yet. Frick, I messed up. Keiichi doesn't seem back to his usual self yet. Yeah. Take it easy on him for today, okay?
Suddenly, there was a slap down on my shoulder. It hurt a bit.
Hey, Kei-chan. Did you get enough rest?
It was Mion. My mind was full of stuff about Rano, but Mion was also a party of interest. Remember, Keiichi, that hawkish gaze from yesterday? Yeah, morning.
What's with the unenergetic greeting? Did you eat the mochi I brought you?
Because I hate them, I'm like this. Those words were itching to be blurted out. I really just didn't have the appetite. I ate a few, but there were a lot left over.
Huh? What about the homework? Do you have an answer for which one was Elena's?
I can't believe you forget your homework, Kirispica.
Sheesh. Then we just can't help it. Time for your penalty.
Flashing a lurid smile, Mion returned to her seat. There was nothing from our exchanges that would cause our classmates to suspect anything was amiss. But of course, anyone listening to our conversations up until this morning, wouldn't see anything as suspicious. That's why it was so frightening. They acted in a way that, regardless of whatever happened to Keiichi Mayabata, no one would ever suspect them. That fact had me terrified. Soon the teacher came. After she asked how I felt and took attendance, another dull, ordinary day began. Oh. The free study period was a convenient time to consider where I stood. I gently closed my eyes and pondered the ridiculous position I was in right now. First of all, what I shouldn't forget was how dangerous of a situation I was in. I had fallen out of favor with them. After interacting with Oishi-san multiple times, I could see I was getting closer to the heart of the matter. The warning yesterday with the mochi was a good indicator of that. No, calling it a warning was just my habit of understating things. They probably had no meaning behind stunting my progress and buying themselves some time. Till they had a method of completely erasing me. They were just biding their time. Even though they were keeping me under their thumb with threats, it didn't change the fact that I knew too much. The chilling sensation of my desk made me recall Satoshi Hojo, the boy who was just using the seat until last year when he disappeared. Was he also similar to me? Did he learn something he shouldn't have and he was erased? Damn! I wouldn't let them get rid of me so easily. Never! But were they really trying to kill me? I've had these contradictory feelings for a while now. Even though I suspected them, I felt I had the cover for them. With all of their suspicious behavior, a morning like this just made it all seem like an elaborate hoax. No, that's just what I want to believe. Doubting my friends? Covering for them? My life was in danger. Or was it? Actually, I was debating the wrong point. Given my current situation, those points were something that should have been deliberated on a long time ago. But really, Nana and the rest of them, were they actually aiming to kill me? The little voice inside me continued to torment me with these unresolvable trains of thought. Are you an idiot, Keiichi Mayabata? The answer should be obvious. But maybe that sewing needle might have just been an accident? How could you screw up and drop a sewing needle in a piece of mochi? The benefit of the doubt can only go so far. Both Reina and Minon had acted and behaved suspiciously, but maybe it was all part of some sort of misunderstanding? What kind of misunderstanding? It wasn't just suspicious. It was outright ludicrous, right? Reina just corrected me for lying, and Mion only asked me what I had for lunch. Reina was standing outside our door, eavesdropping for a good hour, you know. She was probably just waiting for my phone call to end. For a whole hour outside your room? And is it normal to go home afterwards without saying anything? You heard from Oishi-san, didn't you? About what Reina did at her former school? But at the hospital, she said it was Yoshiro-sama's fault. She... Cut it out, Keiichi Mayabata. Don't you realize they're out to kill you? I inadvertently blurted those words out loud. You idiot! Oh my god! Keiichi, Jesus Christ! You screwed yourself, bro. Dude. Bro. Hearing myself say that so directly left me dumbfounded for a few moments. Afterwards, I had to look around to check if anyone else had heard it. My little soliloquy got a little too close to the truth. Even though I could feel the murderous intent from Rin and the others, part of me somewhere was still trying to deny that. This late in the game, such hesitation could be fatal. I knew that. But I was just your average student. A man living his normal, ordinary life. Do you think I could suddenly believe that my friends, who I just happily laughing together with up until last Sunday, now intended to kill me? Right? You're too soft, Keiichi! This time I remembered to keep my voice down so only I could hear it. There was one thing I now understood. I was too soft. I didn't completely understand how dangerous me and the rest of them were. No, I wasn't trying to understand. I was too soft for not listening to Oishi-san when he was earnestly showing me the heart of the matter. I didn't listen because I was too busy pretending to be dejected. I didn't comprehend it. I was just running away. I didn't comprehend it, so nobody had any notion to try and kill me? I needed to get rid of such naive thoughts. As I made that resolution, I heard the bell signaling the end of class. So soon. The day was already over. I don't recall eating lunch or doing anything in class. My friends are putting their desks together in preparation for club activities. Not long ago, I probably would have happily jumped in that circle.
My. Kirispica-san! How rude of you to even think about leaving!
The way Satoko spoke was so typical and familiar. It almost physically hurt.
Huh? Kirispica, is today not a good day? I wonder. We're going to win big together.
Seeing Reina's expression, which said she was really looking forward to today, was hard to take. Hey, Keiichi. Maybe Oishi-san is just some enormous jerk trying to separate me from the others by lying to me. Trying to expunge such weak-minded thinking, I slapped myself in the face.
Kirispica!
Yeah, was Reina really trying to kill me? I wish someone would tell me it was a hoax. I didn't care if it actually was one or not. I just wanted someone to say it was. Yet another weak-willed thought. How did I ever become this naive?
Are you alright? Does your head hurt?
Apparently that was how my inner dilemma appeared to Reina.
You're pale! Can you make it home by yourself? Maybe I should accompany you home. I wonder.
No, it's okay. Sorry. I can get home by myself. Just have the meeting without me. Upon hearing that I wasn't going to participate in the club meeting, Mion pouted unhappily.
Since Kei-chan was so bent on a revenge match, we were even going to play that deduction game from before too.
Keiichi-san doesn't have the burning desire for a rematch. How pathetic!
I wouldn't fall for some dumb taunt. Even without a real retort, I just grabbed my bag and was about to get up. Someone's hand perched itself gently on my head.
Keiichi doesn't seem to be well. How very unfortunate.
It was Rika-chan. She was stretched up as far as she could, doing her best to pat my head with her petite hand. It felt so nice, which made things even harder. Sorry, everybody. See you! That's all I said as I quickly left the classroom. They said something to me as I was leaving, but I couldn't make it out. I managed to make it all the way to the entrance in that state of mind, took out my shoes, put them on, and went forward. Forward. Harden that heart, Keiichi Mayabata. They were, for some unfathomable reason, trying to kill me. They were plotting something dubious, watching my every move. But...
I couldn't hate them. 'Cause weren't they my friends?
Part of me lamented my naivete, while another part lamented the fact that I had lost something important by lamenting over it in the first place. It felt like my consciousness was being ripped out of my body. If this is what Oyashiro-sama's curse was like, then it was just too harsh. Hey, Oyashiro-sama, I was wrong for not believing in your curse, but I believe in it now. Completely. Your curse does exist. So seriously, give me a break. I beg you. Come on. Dinner was unusually bland. It had no flavor or aroma. The miso soup that normally tantalized my appetite instead tasted like nothing but boiled water. Dad was eating with us that night. It was a rare occurrence in this household. When he got into his work, he ate and slept on his own schedule. My dad never cared about the time. Since my dad was at the dinner table, it either meant he just reached a good point to take a break, or he was in a slump.
So yeah, he just doesn't understand the motivation creators have.
Your partnership was just a verbal agreement, wasn't it? If it's so hard to agree on things, why not just end it?
Oh, I feel like it's an industry with a lot of back scratching. But when it gets in the way of business...
I wasn't able to pick up much of what my mom and dad's conversation, but I could tell it wasn't a very pleasant topic. That, of course, made the disgusting food even less appealing. Staring listlessly at the exchange between my parents, my mind wandered off to the same thought processes I'd been going through all day. Friends close to me. No, they used to be friends, but I could no longer trust them. Right now, I was greatly lacking in allies. People I trusted. People I could depend on. When push came to shove, they were something I just didn't have. Having just one ally would have been incredibly reassuring in this currently hopeless situation I was in. I put down my chopsticks and looked over at my parents, who were still talking about work. The first course of action that came to mind was to tell my parents everything. Currently, there wasn't a single person from Hinamizawa I could trust 100%. That meant the only people I could trust were my parents. But if I told them everything that happened up until now, would they understand? Reina, for example. That neighborly Reina who was so diligent in looking after me, came to get me every day, and sometimes brought over a share of what she made? How could I explain that she wanted to kill me? No matter how I explained, it would probably be difficult for anybody to comprehend. My somewhat eccentric dad wouldn't understand, and my high-strung mom would probably drag me off to a psychiatrist in the blink of an eye. Sadly, that was the amount of trust that existed in our relationship. Even if they did come to understand, what could they possibly do? Unless they could uncover the truth, they wouldn't be able to protect me. No. By informing them of these unnecessary things, I'd be putting my parents in danger as well. Considering that the victims in the past incidents were often married couples, I couldn't even joke about it. For the entire Maibara family to have an accident, or to just vanish into thin air, it was easily possible in Hinamizawa. What was important here was that knowing something unnecessary puts you in danger. The most unsettling question was, how did they know that I knew? As long as they didn't know, my parents might not fall victim. That was one way to think about it, I guess. At least it was something like that in my case. After I found out, things started becoming odd. In other words, it meant the following. as long as my parents didn't know anything, nothing would happen to them. As long as my parents were here, this house would be a safe haven for them. I knew these were just assumptions based on conjecture on top of conjecture. Wanting this house to be a safe haven, that was the pinnacle of my weak-willed method of thinking. I had to concede that it was not completely safe. It was only safer than the outside. I knew that I couldn't rely on my parents. No, I couldn't risk getting my parents involved. Then the only person who could be my ally would be Oishi-san. Him, and him alone.
He gonna die.
He was the only person who understood the situation I was in. He didn't care so much about my safety, but he was without a doubt passionate about solving this case. It was a bit frustrating. Oishi-san was basically the whole reason I was in this mess. Now to get out of it, I had to rely on him. Meaning, it was all going according to his devices. It was just my job to look appetizing while bobbing in the waves as bait. Then, when the fish started gathering around, Oishi-san would pull up the big haul. It was slightly infuriating, but even I thought that was the best course of action. So then, what should I do? Patience was the first rule of fishing. Just keep waiting until the fish actually bites. But I wasn't simply bait. There were lots of ways for me to struggle before being devoured. When they struck, I needed to somehow dodge enough and tag out to Oishi-san. No question, it was going to be hard. The timing to bring Oishi-san in would be difficult. He was in the city, not Hinamizawa. So if I phoned him in my moment of need, it would take him about 30 minutes to reach me. So I need to run away for those 30 minutes. For example, if we set up a rendezvous point for dire situations or something, I'd just have to hide out there until Oishi-san arrived. Okay, I can almost see it now. I was still being chased around in the dark by boogeymen, but now that I knew which way to go, I never would have imagined this would be so reassuring. Oh yeah. It would probably be best if I had a concealed weapon for when things got rough.
You gotta start packing heat like me on.
Typically, that would call for a switchblade, but that wasn't too reassuring for combat. Also, since it was recognized as a weapon by the public, that also wasn't good. Really, when the time comes, a long weapon like a bat would really work in my favor.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I remembered there was a metal bat at school. I could be confident that when push came to shove, if I pretended I was practicing my swing, then I wouldn't be suspicious for me always carrying it around. I could go to school early in the morning and secure it. Just possessing a weapon may be enough to deter them. Also, one more thing, insurance. It could be something like a note or memo. I could write down everything that's happened as a sort of journal.
Oh, that's not...
In case I suddenly vanished, the journal would be left behind. With my journal in his possession, Oishi-san should be able to avenge my death! I left my parents engrossed in their conversation about work and went back to my room.
Don't do it! Oh my gosh. I think this is a good stopping point for today. What do you guys think? I think this is a good stopping point. How do I save? Quick save. Menu? Save and load. Save on here. Yeah. I think we'll stop here for today because we don't have anything too interesting going on. You know, stakes have ramped up, but it'd be bad to stop on a cliffhanger, right? So we'll continue next week. Yeah. I'm glad my internet came around, though. I'm very glad. Because it was right at a really strong point. I was like, no way. That's a good place to stop. Yeah. How do I like it so far? It's very... yeah. I'm still wondering, so like, my knowledge of Higurashi is like Yandere Girl and stuff like that, so I'm wondering where the romance comes in all of this, because they just want to kill me right now. But I guess, I just realized there's multiple folders of saves. I hear there's like at some point a Groundhog's Day aspect comes in, so I guess that's when the romance starts up. Yeah. Lots of theories running around in my head. Yeah, seriously. Okay, I'll wrap it up here today. I'm actually very, very hungry. When he started talking about the marinara sauce and he started eating those needly mochi, I'm hungry. I have to say your voice work today was the best so far. Thank you. Because I did Evil Arena and Evil Neon. Thank you very much. Oh, my dear. Ah, thank you, Art Trauma. Thank you. Thank you. Are they? What just happened? Oh, thank you, DJ. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. I'm sure everyone's going to appreciate those gift subs. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Eye Trauma. Really have to compliment your voice acting as always. I think your unhinged voice this episode was terrific. Thank you. I channeled all of my mental illness into it. So I'm glad you liked it. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Let's wrap it up here. I'm very hungry. I'm gonna like rummage around my fridge. What? Eh? Thank you. Alright. Kurobe-san, arigatou! Hontoni arigatou! Thank you! Thank you so much! Wow! Oh, thank you very much! Why is everyone dropping it now? And the Gobble! I'm sorry, you were here yesterday, Gobble, and I didn't... I'm sorry, I didn't say thank you for the big dono you did. I'm really sorry. I didn't see it until afterwards. I deeply apologize. I hope... I don't know if you're hearing this right now. Maybe I'll have to say it on the next Morrowind stream because I'm not sure if you watched the other stuff. But thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I'm so sorry I didn't say it before. I'm very, very sorry. Thank you so much. Okay. I'll wrap it up here. Thank you guys for coming. Tomorrow is ASMR. As per usual, we're doing mom voice, I think. I have to rest my voice. I always put it through the ringer when I do Higurashi. Because I do voice act. I do this voice, which is kind of rough on my throat because it's all gravelly. I do this for hours upon hours. So, I will see you guys tomorrow. Look forward to it. Sorry for being late today. I probably will be on time for ASMR, if I had to guess. I usually am on time for ASMR. So, okay. I'll see you guys then. Let's wrap up this weekend with a bang and get ready for the one ahead. Okay. Oyasumoyo. See you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oyasumoyo. Bye-bye.